your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize, right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who you
pool house
are.
is torn apart, okay? It's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam, okay? I'm no better than you.
I'm sorry, but don't you guys find it kind of creepy that a 40-year-old man
To me, it's funny. He's a YouTuber. He wears a Dr. Doom mask. He interviewed Tommy.
In all of their videos because they're afraid to show their pale white face. I don't know. That seems a little suspicious to me.
Yeah. Let me get Max in here. Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. Oh, no. I should never have allowed it to happen. I'm already regretting it. No,
especially some dude just wearing a mask all the time screaming at the camera.
Mad Max is here. Never thought I'd see you in my chat. Great costume, Drunk. Thanks.
Rich, long time. Please take off your shirt and show us some saggy melon.
Yeah!
And please, with some Finnegan Fox enthusiasm,
Yes!
show us on the floor. Oh, God, I see what you did there. You son. I like saggy melon.
Oh, there you go.
But, like,
hard at work.
This
is hard at work.
Messed up now.
Where's your boss?
Saggy, hold on.
Go get your boss. Go get your boss.
At work.
I need your clout.
Chasing off of me, bro.
I need your clout. Oh wow.
I'm at work. You see, I'm working. I'm trying to
get
end
ready.
The night. You
Get ready
decided
for
to go
the
live now while I'm trying to get my job
There's a
done.
reason for that. Get ready for the cancellation live in person.
Get ready for the cancellation. Yeah, you were about to get canceled. You already know.
Mom!
Yes, honey?
It happened again!
Did you have your mask on?
I always have my mask on.
Oh, I'm not on.
I already told you. I was watching your other stream. You're like, I hope someone shows up. Listen, I'm backing down. I don't have. I can't take the melons.
You don't want this. You don't want
No,
this. You don't want
I don't know.
You don't.
I know you're stocking shelves. Oh wow, you're
smoke. You do not want to mess with.
See, the accusations were false. Someone said you're doing a lot of texting network, and she's stalking.
Doing a lot of texting at work, damn right, because this is my job.
No,
I'm doing my job while we're talking. So
you know what
multitasking.
You know what the reality is. She was texting watching YouTube, and then she's like, "I'm going live. I better stock shelves."
Guest Tommy Telleriso.
Telleriso. Oh my God.
All right. Restart the stream. Restart.
Nice chatting with you. I'll see you guys later.
Jeremy, I just reached 5K.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
It really doesn't matter.
While you're here, if you'd like to consider memberships, it's only 99 cents.
Rip away, my friend. Rip away.
Because, man!
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. The turkey's back. Woo! We got a lot to talk about. We're early. I got my robe on, my Hard Rock shirt on. How's everyone doing?
I'm a little
today?
bummed out though. I was looking for like the 7-minute.
I said I retired that one. I gotta edit it down.
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
Well, you want me to go now? Okay.
Well, we're early. I mean,
Donovan, are you happy? No.
By the way, I know I usually say peace and love, but I changed what I said at the bottom today.
Screw.
Are you trying to talk about sports again? Bye.
Hey, where's Brian still here? He has a sports hat on.
Sports madness and entertainment.
Listen. I'm just making a statement.
Entertainment.
And I'm wearing this hat for a purpose tonight.
Okay, Brian.
Are people getting used to my my robe instead of my hoodie? My same old hoodie.
It's classic. I mean, it's classy, dude. You know.
Yeah.
definitely
oh boy,
takes the joint up a notch.
It's like
Well,
Dr.
Donovan,
Duke getting out of the shower.
Donovan's
getting ready for
flipping
bed.
out already. We haven't even started talking.
Well, Donovan, why?
Relax, Donovan.
Why?
Get
Why?
into this.
But what did they do? What did they do? Like to you?
Here's the thing that I'm gonna tell, and this is not because clickbait, and this is our first topic, and I really mean this. I really mean this. James Gunn takes his first huge L today.
How?
I'll tell you how. Thank you, George. You chimed in. Because, especially when you're dealing with social media, when you have no benefit of commenting on something, when it gives you no positives, only negatives, and when you have things going, you have all the traction. It doesn't. I'm not gonna go as far as people that are emotionally compromised. And I know people say I'm coped and I'm emotionally compromised. I'm not. He's got a lot to do. He has plenty of time to tweet whatever he wants. But to make people fans that eventually you want them to come back as a consumer and make them feel stupid, even if you also think these potential consumers are stupid, they're already DC fans. And there's no benefit to this at all. Especially you got the Flash trailer coming out. He's knee deep in writing the Superman movie. There is no benefit of this at all. Now, I know you gunheads, and I will use that because I like the term. I might actually become a gunhead in the future, are all happy because he batted down the Snyder Cut once more. But you know what? They're already down and out. They got nothing else. As much as you would like the Snyderverse to just shut up, they're not just going to shut up and take their ball and go home, even when they lose. And I'll guess what? We might have lost everything. And you know what? If that's what happens, I guess that's what happens.
I didn't notice anything.
But there's not what's the big deal if this hashtag doesn't work? Nothing. No one's going to lose anything. At least they know they tried with all their effort. At least they thought we explored every single avenue for something we wanted in entertainment more than anything else. Again, like think about Star Wars. This is some people's Star Wars. What if they stopped after Empire Strikes Back? And I know everyone's like, well, what? Star Wars was successful. Snyderverse wasn't. Forget that. To some people, this is important to them as the OG Star Wars. Introducing all that stuff at the Empire and never getting a conclusion. So it did not, if anything, the hashtag was becoming less and less relevant. Now you have the Flash trailer on Sunday, and you reinvigorated these people to go really hard on 214, like harder than they ever were going to do before. They might have given up eventually. Now this is going to give them a little more gas in the tank. I'm sorry. As much as you would like for people, Snyder fans, to just shut up and go home, they are actually DC fans too. They're upset. And they're not just going to go anywhere. Let them spin their wheels until they're tired. Just let it naturally go out. Not everyone's going to come to the same realization as you have. Just imagine if this continues and Gunn really gets it right and he does something better than Snyder. And I think that's possible. And then Zaslav who doesn't give an F, just sells it to Universal or whoever. He just sells it. Then a lot of you same people are going to say restore the Gunverse. He got it right. He was going to lead us somewhere. And that's where the frustration is. Everyone's like, oh, we're saved. You're going to get the very beginnings of the Gunverse, and then it's going to be eligible for sale. Now, that's just rumors, but do you trust Zaslav? I trust Gunn that he wants to do it. I don't trust Zaslav at all. So I think this is a huge L for him. It doesn't help anything, really. Hey, RJ. It doesn't really help anything. I think this was gonna be less of an event. Now I think it's gonna be a bigger event. Hey, RJ, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Yes, I think James Gunn's got a lot of stuff going on, and I think this was an L for him today because it didn't benefit him at all.
Actually, it did.
Okay, elaborate. Go right ahead, RJ.
Okay. In a very polite way, I will just quote one of your favorite movies, The Last Jedi. Everything you said was wrong. Absolutely everything.
Okay.
Not a single thing you said was remotely accurate to the situation whatsoever.
Okay.
In a polite way, I will say that. I'm kind of just messing around, but no, this is a huge benefit because I think personally, people needed to hear this straight from the horse's mouth, and this is as straight from the horse's mouth as we're going to get.
I do respect that angle.
Does something.
I do respect that angle that he is not going to sugarcoat anything. He's just going to tell you, whereas past execs just kind of just like I do respect that part.
And this is what you kind of need right now, though, because we're at a point in time where people are so in their own little heads about things. You need to set the status quo clear from the beginning. No, nothing, none of that stuff's continuing. Focus on the here and now. Focus on what DC's offering now. But what I love that he did is that he said Zach is very passionate and focused on his current world building. He's focused on Netflix. And some people need to understand that it's time to focus on supporting Zach's original work. Not as DC franchise stuff.
Let's not play this game where these people are not.
This isn't a game.
They aren't support. It's not like they're not supporting.
Not to the same level. Not to the same level.
There's not enough to. We don't know.
There's plenty of things you could be talking about. You could be talking about the animated series. You could be talking, speculating about where the future Army of the Dead is. But it doesn't get clicks and views. Doesn't get engagement.
You can talk about Web of Moon. That doesn't get anything either.
Yeah, like he's got like all these projects that are coming up. Like, that should be enough to talk about.
Listen, these people, they got nothing else to try for. It's a shot in the dark. It's a Hail Mary. You ever hear of a Hail Mary?
No. Let's rephrase that. No, let's rephrase that. They have nothing else going on in their lives to where they have anything else to talk about and build their channels around.
Here's other things. So maybe they should open up. Maybe they shouldn't be so narrow-minded and open up. There's other things besides DC out there.
You're trying to convince people to change the way they think and feel. That doesn't go well.
It's not going to happen, dude.
Here's the thing.
Let them exhaust every avenue they have, and it'll eventually end anyway. And now, I'm telling you right now, they got fire under their asses now. I'm sorry. Whereas if they would have just stayed silent,
no one's taking it seriously.
What do you mean? No one's taking it seriously? Wait till Tuesday.
Literally almost no one is taking this hashtag seriously except for one publication, Forbes, which is written by a fan of the Snyderverse.
There were a few.
Not really, no. No one's really taking this hashtag seriously.
Talking about it. It was a topic of conversation.
Nobody's talking about it.
No one. Who's talking about it though?
I don't think it's possible either. But I'm just whatever. It doesn't matter. Like all these. Let's all take our temperature down a little bit anyway, because ultimately I got 33 people watching. No one cares. No one cares. All these stuff doesn't matter. It's either going to happen.
It matters
or it's not.
to some people because they built their entire lives and identities around it.
So what? That's what they love. So what? I mean, I give a lot of respect. The difference is that people engage in
toxicity and they engage in this horrible behavioral.
How's it horrible behavior to ask for something? They're actually taking criticism from the past hashtags and said, we want this to be positive.
No.
On Valentine's Day?
See, that's the funny thing.
Put a hashtag on
That's the funny thing, and I'm glad you brought that up because I know where you're going with this.
Engagement. Do not be negative. Do not say fire James Gunn. Don't talk about the.
But that's the funny thing. You say that, but it's so disingenuous coming from those. No, let me finish. It is so disingenuous coming from those people because of the way they've attacked people, the way they've harassed women in this YouTube space, the way they've attacked people like me, Brian, Matt, even you, Max. but they can claim that they have this moral superiority over the other hashtags
they
when they
wanted-
are the exact same
I
people
can't
who
control
engage
what
in that behavior.
Well, they want to do something.
They're not
now.
they're not true leaders of this if they themselves are engaging in the toxic behavior that they're
Well,
trying to
all you
decry
can
and
ask
fix.
them to do is try to be better, right? They're trying to be
But
better.
they're not better. They're not
They
trying.
actually-
Try, they don't. They don't.
I mean, my only thing about it is why do you care so much anymore? And I understand. I also was made fun of by this segment of the fandom as well. But I got to the point where, one, it wasn't going to change anything because we've had these back and forths, fucking 20 times?
Yeah,
in the
both
last
sides of it toxic.
3 years.
Yeah.
I've said a bunch of shit. They've said a bunch of shit. We've been called betas, all sorts of other stupid bullshit, But like at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything. So at this point, it's like time to just take your ball and go home. Do something else. And I'm talking about that to everybody.
No.
Yeah,
Okay?
Satish,
Because
Kumar,
why
I'm not defending toxic behavior.
I'm not defending toxic behavior. I'm just saying is toxicity breeds more fucking toxicity.
No,
Okay?
Matt, I love you,
If
man,
you
but I
go
don't
at
think
it
the
and
link
keep
throwing you a
attacking
link
the
would be good right
situation,
now.
Yeah,
if you keep throwing gas on this fucking fire, it's just gonna keep fucking
Yeah,
going.
because
It's gonna make the flame bigger. It's gonna make a bigger flame. Yeah.
Just let them
Not
exhaust
on
all.
my side, at least.
I appreciate.
That's the
your
problem.
point of
There's a
view.
fucking side. I mean, dude, why the fuck is it like this? Okay, and I understand like I
Because
said,
you have people who are very immature and they literally
They're trying
have
to
this
be
this
better.
tied to their
immature by
identity.
going after doing the
So
same
you
thing.
pick at them
Like,
until
two
they
wrongs make a
snap.
right.
They're
Like,
trying
that's
to
what I
be
don't
different this
understand.
time.
That's my business and what I decide to do, and most of that is because, again, of the way I have been
past.
treated, and the fact that
You're going
I get
about it
some
the
joy
wrong
out of
way,
laughing
dude.
at them.
And I mean, if you're
That's my choice.
expecting
Then.
toxicity,
That's my choice.
you're gonna find it. So I'm just saying.
Not
if
really.
you-
I'm not seeking it out. What I am
really
doing
are,
is I'm
dude.
combating
That's
this
okay.
misinformation in fandom. That's what I'm doing because this
but
this
the
dominates
way
the
you go about
conversation
it's a lot
daily.
different, man.
This is all we talk about. This is all we talk
aware of
about.
that.
And that is the fault of the people who run this sometimes because it dominates the conversation. And when this dominates the conversation and people can't accept basic facts, that's a problem.
They didn't.
Dude,
When we can't
the
even
fact that
agree
you
on-
don't accept the basic facts, does that bother you in your day to day?
I watched Sil. He did promise that it was going to happen.
Okay, no, hold on.
He's
What
like
is the
he's
point
sort
of
of
even doing
goodness.
it? No, hold on. What is the point of doing any of this if we can't actually have honest conversations?
It's an honest
This is
conversation.
harming honest conversations.
Everyone agrees that it's very unlikely to happen. Very out.
It's not that, but the fact that we have to do this whole circle jerk thing, this whole round and round merry-go-round thing all the time, that's part of the problem.
Because it's YouTube.
So either here's the thing: either everyone changes what they talk about, or people just need to leave and stop talking about certain things. Because it's almost impossible to talk about certain subjects that are devolving into this. That's the issue. That's what That's what I've been trying to combat.
They are
doing
trying
some of this.
Here's my perspective and my opinion. Yes, both sides were toxic, and I think you guys have to. I think you guys, some people, I'm not naming names, have to kind of understand that they contributed in a way as well on both sides in the past. If they're saying they don't want negativity with the hashtags,
but
hashtaggers are not going to
bullshit, Max. But we know it's bullshit because of who it's coming from.
Well, maybe they were in the past, but now they want to be different.
They're not different though. They still are attacking people like me, Saggy, Brian, even you.
Sil said on the stream today that he doesn't want to hear any of that P word crap associated with Gunn. He's sick of that. It's not the way. So he's told that.
He says that, but then he does what he does to people like Matt. So again,
what did he do to him recently?
What did he do to him recently? He's still engaging with those people who call Matt certain things. Why am I going to believe him?
Yeah, there's no reason.
Why should I give him the benefit of the doubt?
There's no reason to be.
I'm sorry. I don't. I mean, I'm not going to play dumb about this. You guys have called Sil the worst things ever. Yeah,
I haven't called him a pedophile, Max. What the hell?
No, he retweeted someone. He retweeted someone there.
There's no reason to believe so. He's been caught lying over and over.
Calling him a liar is not the same as calling someone a pedophile.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm actually going to move on from this topic because I don't want to.
My thoughts on this topic is that Zach and James Gunn are talking. They are best friends. So stop saying they're not best friends. Are they friends? They are.
No,
friends.
I did like that part.
Yeah, they're
of
friends.
It. I did like that part
and
of it.
Zach
Yeah.
supports James Gunn universe. He
That's
said it
all,
on Twitter.
yeah.
He supported. And I
That's
do hope
it.
one day, and I do hope in the future, someday in the future, whatever it is in the future, he hopes it, Zach do a DC movie in the future about a new character in the future. They talk. And Zach recommends a lot of stuff to James Gunn about his stunt team, about anything. If he needs something, people usually need to calm down.
I just don't think. Now, I'm not saying for us not to talk about it. I'm saying I don't think there's any benefit from James Gunn at this point. He's got all the momentum in the world.
You have to shut this down before it gets any bigger and it becomes a problem when you're trying to launch a new universe.
It was dying down. It was dying
down.
down.
It wasn't. Not really.
Honestly,
you needed that final death nail to move that conversation. And again,
it wasn't dying down.
The thing is, you can't please anybody. People are upset that he's engaging with fans on social media, answering questions, but before, people were upset that the previous execs were doing anything. So no one's happy with anything.
People on Twitter is dumb. It's dumb.
Twitter is dumb.
I mean, like, I think we've learned that like people are dumb on Twitter.
I have a lot of respect for Skywalker
Skywalker
getting out there, and he wasn't engaging in battles.
Oh, wait, is that
online.
Ethan Van Skyfer in the comments?
Yes, it's been. He's always been around.
Hey, Jay. Wow, really, Ethan? What? Why would you
EVS
say
is here.
that? I would. That's an interesting take.
I'm surprised that he's saying that.
Well,
that's why I was like, is that really him?
Yeah, I kind of want to hear his take on this now, and that'll help us move on as well. If you're available, Ethan,
He wants the link. I'd rather hear his take.
Oh.
No,
not you, man. Not compared to you, man.
I hope.
I will.
RJ, I love you, bro, and I hope you're doing really good with your new
Yes,
plans.
everything's going great.
Everything's
going great.
Awesome.
So, yeah, everything's going great.
Donovan, we hear from Matt all the time. I want to hear from Ethan.
Okay.
All right. Well, have fun, guys. See you guys later.
Take care, RJ.
All right. Let me see here. Did you change your Twitter again?
You're ready to run.
I'm just gonna say this. I just feel like both the pro and anti-Snyder fans, I think both sides have gotten very heated. And
they're down and out. They're down and out.
It's just
sad,
like I'm not like. I mean, yeah, it gets annoying to see the hashtags, but I feel like sometimes the anti-Snyders don't make it much better. So it's like. At the end of the day, I think both sides need to chill out, move on, talk about what you like.
Thank you.
Look, I love Snyder's movies. I love other DC movies. You know, I'm just waiting and seeing what both sides bring.
I do want to also hear from EVS because of the slate, too, what he thinks. Because I actually think it was a good slate. I gave it a B+.
Rather pertinent.
Because
Mr. Brunswick says, I want to address this, though. The guy who went to... Yes, he says... The context, though, Mr. Brunswick said, I don't. To be fair, I love you, man, but I don't think you're presenting the context of which Sill put this. He's like, I don't want to hear people hashtagging about the guy that went to those parties. You know, he said that once. Listen, RJ, I'm sure other people are going to be covering this today. Why am I getting all of it?
Here's the thing. I'll come to Max's defense on this. You know, people go after Max for talking about Star Wars. Then when he talks about DC, they go after him. It's Max's show. He can do what he wants. I'll disagree with him.
Yeah.
And I've disagreed with Max many times, but it's his show, and he has the right to talk about what he wants to talk about, even if I strongly disagree with it.
Hey, Ethan, how's it going, man?
Good. Respect to you, Max. Respect to my fellow panelists who probably disagree with me about a lot of stuff, but respect.
I actually want to love more. I'm tired of criticizing fellow YouTubers so much. I haven't even been talking about Jeremy or anyone. I'm just enjoying things, and I want to love more people. It's my brother Brian over here. It's my brother Brian's influence.
I try to be as fair as humanly possible. So.
I'm gonna be 41, Ethan. Life's too short to like.
Yeah, I'm 26, and I find all this argument childish.
Young man, you're a young man, Max. Don't you worry about it.
All right.
40
Well,
still young.
you have some criticism. I like James Gunn.
Sure.
He's not continuing what I would like. I'll be honest with that. So I was very sad. But I like some of the projects that he announced. But you think there's a missed opportunity? If you would like to elaborate, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'd really like a mixture. And you guys tell me how you feel about this, because I'd like a nice mixture, a blending of Zack Snyder's original idea about how to go about introducing the DCEU, and then James Gunn's sense of fun.
James Gunn does have a lot of fun. Yeah,
the two of those together are perfect, but apart, you've got Zack Snyder, who did it right in terms of, first we're going to introduce the Man of Steel, then we're going to introduce Batman, and then Wonder Woman, and then we're going to have them get together, and then it's going to be the Justice League, right? That's how DC Comics largely. That's how these characters were introduced to us, and that's kind of the hierarchy, and that's how I think we're comfortable with seeing them and kind of accepting them. And it follows Marvel's model of starting out with, what did they, Iron Man, was that their first one?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Starting out and building the Avengers out, from one character to the next, and then combining them and all. Listen, that stuff worked great. James Gunn, I don't know what he's doing. He's just got this plethora, this scatter shot sort of.
It's hard to see where it's going, because I think his pitch to Zaslav, he obviously told him the end game, but he's not really conveying that to the audience. But I'm sure he has plans, like the Green Lantern. You must be happy that the Green Lantern series is finally going forward. You might get something from that. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, I might. You never know. It doesn't sound like it, though. An Earth-based detective. Is this what you're led to understand? Earth-based kind of detective story starring Hal and John.
Well, their first starts in Oa, right? In space, and then they go down to Earth, which I was like, okay, interesting.
Yeah, Earth is part of the sector.
Well, my only point today, Ethan, was which I've been critical of Gunn. I really enjoy his movies, but I don't think it he's got all the momentum on his side. Basically, he shot down fans that want to sell Zack Snyder's to Netflix, which is very unlikely. But that was my take today. I'm like, I don't think it benefits him to even mention this. Just let them shout to the void, spin their wheels until they run out of energy, and move on. Now they're going to be reinvigorated. They're going to try to do a hashtag event on the 14th.
You can't mess with those people. Those Snyder.
They're not just going to go away. They're not just going to go away.
Oh, no way.
So just I say don't give. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You had experience with them?
Yeah, I've argued with them a bunch of times. I really God, it's like, no offense, and I don't even see the politics in this. I don't know why this is. It feels like a political issue, but I mean, those movies are no fun, in my opinion. I watch those.
You're
movies
hurting my heart. I love them.
I know. If you really love them, then you love them. I get it.
Yeah, but you don't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
There's lots of people like that.
Yeah, I was like, that's not my Superman, and the Batman and Superman was a real pain to get through, and I watched both versions. I was like, well, maybe the expanded cut will be better. Just awful, and the Justice League movie was just terrible. I mean, it was just terrible. It was just shit. And so it's like, and I want it to be good. Understand? Like, I love DC Comics. I mean, I don't love the company as it is now, but at its heart, I love the characters still. I've worked on all of the characters for 20 years, and they're in here, and to see them misrepresented on the screen felt like slander to me. I don't even know how to put that into words, but it didn't feel good. So I wanted to love Snyder. I don't love Snyder. And then when you criticize the films in any way, people who are devoted to him, and it seems
that's like true. I admit that. Yeah,
they're devoted to him maybe more than his work. And people say that about me too. They're like, your fans are only like following you. They don't care about Cyberpunk. Jeez, that's the worst thing that you could say to me. So I understand how painful that might be to hear, but it really does seem that way. Like, they're devoted to him as a man. His work is really bleak, and there's more joy to DC superheroes. And I think, James Gunn will be able to bring that out, in my opinion.
So you okay.
But it's his rollout that doesn't make it Swamp Thing, Creature Commandos, like over here, Superman Legacy, which sounds like Jonathan Kent's going to be in it. A lot of very, this kind of half-hearted Wonder Woman TV show thing, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's like it's a prequel. Okay. So you're not sold on some of these projects yet. Maybe if you see a trailer or get more info from it, might convince you, but it seems like a different angle with a lot of these. Yeah, I too. When I have Gal Gadot there, I don't know if I know how you feel about Snyder, but did you like Gal as Wonder Woman?
No, she's great.
Yeah, and she's
Clear.
widely accepted. I'm like, it seems unlikely that he's going to bring her back. It's not proven yet that he's not bringing her back. But if they're doing a prequel, it's very unlikely that they're bringing her back. So I certainly have a lot of questions. And what about the Authority?
Great idea, but why now? Like, why? I don't know.
It seems like a little bit more edgy. I do think if people compare, I don't know much about the Authority. I know it's sort of like a hardcore type Justice League.
If you like The Boys, I think this is a reaction to The Boys.
Absolutely,
like,
that's a good market to go after, though.
I agree.
Because MCU hasn't done that, so that actually could really be interesting.
I'm going to go see that movie. I'll tell you that right now because I love The Authority. I bought every issue. Mark Miller and then also Warren Ellis, who your crowd, the SJW crowd is pissed. Warren Ellis is getting paid. Warren Ellis is going to get paid for The Authority in a big way because it's a DC project too.
There's a lot of comics being sold after the announcement, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, a lot of cat ladies who formerly took pictures of themselves nude for Warren are screaming in pain right now.
Oh,
sorry.
What are your thoughts on the Robin being Damian Wayne for the first Batman movie?
Good choice. I like it.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah. I like Grant Morrison's Damian Wayne. I like that character. He's cool.
I think something that might help people look at the slate. Now, I'm just speculating here, but I think if you take away Creature Commandos and Waller, and then focus on the slate without those
Waller, what is that?
But I think those were projects he was working on under Hamada, and that's why they're farther along.
It's gonna be between Peacemaker season 1 and 2.
Yeah, because even back a year ago, I can't remember who said it on my panel. One of them said that he announced he was going to do an unannounced DC project besides Waller and Peacemaker.
Yeah, people thought it'd be like
and that's probably
Checkmate.
Creature Commando. So
some people thought the Waller
I think that stuff he was already working on. It was already in the pipeline. He didn't just going to scrap it. Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds a lot of it. I'd say about 50% of it just seems like garbage. There's some of it that looks interesting, but it really does. If what you're trying to do is build, a shared movie universe, the way Marvel did, he's doing it the wrong way. But his results will probably be pretty good. I don't know why he's doing a Booster Gold movie. I don't know.
I mean, there's lots of fans that have asked for Booster Gold. Like it's a quirky. It's like a TV show though.
But it's like a tertiary DC property. I mean, really, can we get Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman together? And then can we get Flash, Green Lantern, and Aquaman?
Wow,
and
James
Hawkman?
Gunn's become a member of my channel. Wow. I didn't say you don't know what you're doing, James. I wish you listen.
I
the
think
worst thing in the world. I never want anyone to fail.
I think he's not saying anything on, especially Aquaman and Flash because they're coming out this year, so he won't say anything what the plans are after we see them. I guess he said the whole slate hasn't been revealed yet. There's still stuff.
Well, my frustration is just with Warner Brothers, even before Schneider, is that I should not say just Warner Brothers, is the Hollywood in general. They announce all this stuff and they have no follow through. And they never get to the point or the finale of the story. So I'm just like, okay, this sounds great. I don't know how long we're going to get to until Zaslav might flip it. And I don't know if that's 100% sure either. They might keep it along, but it's going to be years before this stuff.
Well, look at Lucasfilm, Yes. They announce projects constantly. They get canceled, directors that get fired.
Yeah.
I sense the same thing is going to happen here. Sorry, I was having a little bit of a coughing fit. So.
Oh, no problem.
Is Matt Jarbo in the audience? Can I say hi to Matt Jarbo?
Yeah, he wanted to come on earlier. I don't know if he still wants to come on. Now that we calmed down a little bit. I'll tell you what, people really have disagreements about the Snyder fandom. Yeah.
The Snyder fandom, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because it's not going to happen. But I'm like, I really want James Gunn to succeed. I think he was the right choice. But I'm not happy with this his lame little video. It didn't seem.
Well, I think he's busy.
Well, that's fair. But I mean,
because isn't he doing post production on Guardians Volume 3 still?
Yeah,
I really do think it was up to the wire. I think this man's busy. Yeah. And I also think the other reason he just did it, he probably just did it on his phone. This is also speculation, is because he hates leaks out. He doesn't want anyone to leak this. He really does not like the sites running the leaks.
Hey,
So
everyone, here's how I'm going to spend billions and billions of Warner Brothers dollars. How are you? Okay, upload. I mean, has that ever been the way DC Comics or Warner Brothers has ever done anything? I mean, it did seem kind of cheap.
Well, I can understand that. That's my take. Is I'm like, this man's busy. He doesn't want things leaking out, and he probably was running to the wire because he's still working on Guardians 3. He's putting together a Bible, and I think he's bitten off. Listen, if he actually does what he says he is, he's going to surpass Feige because the reason is, Ethan, is because he's talking about movies, TV shows, comics, and video games all intertwined together using the same voice, same actor. And that's never been. But I think it's a horrible idea because there's going to be the video game industry constantly has delays. The bigger the triple A titles, to have everything running seamlessly. Look how hard it has just been with Marvel just to intertwine the TV shows to make sure things fit. This is the first time they had to flip movies around, having to rely on that. And then he also said, which I actually really love what Gunn said, is that he thinks the problem with Hollywood is they don't have a screenplay done before they start filming. He's like,
yeah, Batgirl could be the reason why he said that.
Well, the industry as a whole, Star Wars, they start filming before they even know where it's going. They start filming because
the state of that. Did you like the sequel trilogy? I don't know if you liked it or not.
Oh no, that's how I started my channel. I was ranting about The Last Jedi, like you.
No,
I don't care anymore though. I
liked it. The Last Jedi, Jesus.
Neither here nor
Oh no,
Rise of Skywalker was horrible.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I want DC to do better. I think the industry's taking a beating. Especially DC. Like Marvel seems to be doing okay.
Not true, CGH.
What?
Not true. Marvel. Not true.
Let me read it. CGH Entertainment, $5. Marvel announces projects they are actively working
Not true.
on. DC and Star Wars announce projects they plan on working on. That's the difference.
Not true.
No,
Marvel announces stuff way ahead of time too, CGH.
Not true.
They finish a project.
Yeah,
they go through with it. Most of the time they go through with it.
Well, this isn't just the DC problem. This is Matt is here. Hey Matt, how's it going? Ethan's here.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I was checking it out as I was doing some deliveries. I'm just waiting for some stuff to get done right now.
Please don't take it personally. Earlier, Matt, I know you go really. You're gonna not go on.
I go hard at you because you're a hypocrite.
Okay, well let's talk.
That's why. It's true.
What is that to say to your host? That's not nice.
I say it because it's true and he needs to hear it, Ethan. Okay. That's the whole point. Is like what this is why I say it is because the thing is, and I think you'll understand this. We need to get to a point of where we stop coddling each other on this nonsense. Right? We got to stop coddling each other. Max does this where he'll like call out Grace Randolph and he'll call out other people. But right now, I don't want to do any of that stuff. And it's hypocrisy.
I say that it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, but it's at the same time, you've got people that are like have no problem that spent a long time harassing other people, now running back and going, whoa, we just want positivity. It's like you can't give them the benefit of the doubt because they haven't earned it.
Yeah, I love you, man. But I've gone hard with
positivity
towards them too.
I've earned every bit of benefit of your doubt, Jarbo. Every bit of it.
I don't think so, Ethan. I mean, we haven't talked enough for you to earn the benefit of the doubt.
30 years harassing people, and now look at me, a changed man.
Yeah, that's a load of shit. You know it.
Oh, come on.
Come on. We all look, Ethan, you're gonna do you regardless. It doesn't matter what anybody says.
And you're
I think
do
that
you too, Matt.
That's the point. People like us kind of have to.
Yes.
So
but anyway, Matt, what are you doing? What are you delivering right now?
I gotta pick up a couple Korean food deliveries. So yeah,
cool,
it's
man.
just another night, hanging out. So
Hey, I respect supporting his family, and he got to hustle nowadays any way you can. I respect that.
yeah, well, yeah, girlfriend's in transition from her job as well, so it's kind of like, running on the narrative of that one. So just getting all that stuff situated. But I got the 3-year-old with me, so I can't stay on for too long.
Okay. I don't think there was any benefit to Gunn weighing in on it, and people disagree with that, and that's fine. Like, I think he's got all the momentum behind him. We got the Flash trailer coming out Sunday for the Super Bowl.
That's going to be terrible. Yep.
But Ethan, they say it's the best screened DC movie in the longest time from the screeners. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I'll keep an open mind. I'll try to keep an open mind. Ezra Miller is absolutely terrible. I mean, just terrible. He's just shit. He's terrible.
I like Ezra Miller.
What?
I don't like things that have happened in the news.
As the Flash? No, I
think he runs funny.
The Flash?
Yeah, Ezra Miller.
Yeah, I don't mind. I like him as the Flash. He's not my favorite.
He's a weird casting for the Flash. I can agree. He was an odd casting.
Worst cast member of the main members.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you think of Ezra Miller as the Flash? Are you excited about that?
I think he's freezing up.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Sorry, no, I just had to unmute myself. Yeah, I liked him in the Snyder Cut. I thought he did a pretty good job, just kind of embodying someone who has optimism, even in the face of danger and stuff. Did pretty decent. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just got to go, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Okay.
Later. Thanks for stopping by.
I love that guy, dude. He goes all the way back to early Gamergate, and his face just makes me laugh. I'm happy to see him. Like, whenever Matt Jarbo's around, I'm like, I like it. He's just classic YouTuber.
Yeah, he's a good friend. We butt heads.
Why does he call you a hypocrite? What did you do?
I let everyone criticize me on it.
It's probably possibly calling me one too. So
because I have friends that are still within the Snyder Cut, and I'm like, you know what? As long as you're not being toxic and you're asking for something, go right ahead. Or one of my friends, that some of my other friends, you have friends that don't like each other. Basically, that happens to everyone.
Basically, what's happened is over the course of the 2 years since that movie's come out, we've seen friends come and go.
Yeah.
Everyone's talked their fair share of shit, and some of us have gotten tired of it, and some of us keep hammering on about it. I'm in the tired of it camp.
Well, it bought me this house, so I'm happy with it.
Right. But no, I have
It's
nothing to
too
benefit
much.
from continuing, with the whole throwing shade at people. It's just not. There's nothing to be gained from it because, like you said, there's no changing the minds of people whose minds.
They're not going to just stop. People that have had success especially since they had success hashtagging, Ethan. They're not going to just stop hashtagging even when it looks like the door's closed. They're not going to keep hashtagging.
We're just was hashtagging success anyway in the first place. It's never success.
Let me see if I could find the tweet just so Ethan knows what we're talking about. One of my friends, we've had issues, as YouTubers do. I kind of called him a dipshit once. He was mad at me, but nothing more than that. He has gone out and he's in Superman suit, and he's made a little poster board, and he's promoting this. He created the hashtag. He sells Zack Snyder's. Have you heard of this, Ethan?
The Netflix. No, this is the first I've heard of it.
Well, maybe it's not successful then because you haven't heard of it yet.
Yeah.
So on 2/14, lots of Snyder fans are going to hashtag this. Oh, that music's in copyright. So I'm like, fine. He's cosplaying. He's going out there. There's no one else around him. It's not going to hurt anyone. It's probably not going to work, but oh well.
None of this hurts anyone. It's perfectly okay. I don't,
I mean, he's not yelling on a Twitter. He's actually going out to the real world and doing something about it, asking for something he wants. And I'm like, okay, I respect that. I don't care. People are going to laugh at me too. Look at me right now. I'm in a robe, a Dr. Doom mask, and my
glasses.
Like, who cares?
I'm used to it now. It's perfectly normal to me.
But of course, I
actually like you like that. I think
he's lost his mind. I'm like, oh well, he's doing the last ditch. This is the last thing he could try.
That's
Warner
just
Brothers,
effort.
James Gunn obviously don't want to work with Zach or continue. Okay, try to convince another streamer to buy it. Probably not going to happen. I don't, I understand it is hard not to laugh, but it got very aggressive towards him.
It's just like, to be honest, I don't even find it that funny. I feel kind of bad for him at this point.
Well, the thing he loved most, is
no. Like it's just like there's clearly like something not quite there, and it's like, I don't know. Like I wish the best for him, even though I'm not a big fan of him.
Yeah,
Snyder.
No, not Snyder. I'm talking about Skywalker.
I think it's a sad thing when fans don't get a continuation of what they want. As long as it's not.
But I think there's things beyond the Snyderverse that's what.
Well, he might make his own. He might make his own superheroes.
What's he trying to do? Yeah,
That might be his next project. He might say, you know what? I'll do my own Superman, make my own comic.
That would be impossible. Maybe Netflix could buy a right to an unknown comic.
I mean, Ethan is actually the person to talk to, working or someone else's IP and then starting embracing your own and creating your own IP is a much more rewarding experience, I think, from following your channel for a while, Ethan, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it's good to work on big corporation IPs for a little while and just get your cut your teeth on them. But really, it's not, you can't do that forever. They don't want you forever. There are very few artists who get to stick around, very few creators, and at the end of the day, you see people dying. Like, you see a lot of comic book creators dying broke, and it's terrifying. I mean,
that is sad. Yeah,
I've got Cyberfrog Wreck Planet here. It's finally out. It's shipping to everyone.
It's shipping.
Yeah, it is shipping. Look at the back of this. Isn't this gorgeous?
Oh, he's here to sell some comics. Go ahead. No, that looks great. That looks great.
That looks really good, actually.
We got a nice scene with pigs here. You weren't expecting that. You weren't expecting a whole scene where a guy from Jersey threatens Cyberfrog by slaughtering a pig in front of him and saying, "Get out of here! This is happening to you next." I mean, that's that's something else. You weren't expecting that. You weren't expecting Cyberfrog to attack him with a pair of hedge clippers on the other page here and cut his hair in front of Heather Swain and say his fingers are next. You weren't expecting that.
No,
that's a nice cover. Nice cover.
That's a nice cover.
This is Jay Lee's. Jay Lee was persecuted for this, for doing a cover for me, and that's why I'm at war, fellas. I mean, that's why
I'm not at war anymore, man. I'm not.
I gotta be until people just let me do what I do. That's all. I mean, I want to make comics. I don't want to fight with people. I just want to make comics, and I don't want anybody to discriminate politically against Republicans and conservatives or Christians. I don't think that's right.
Or vice versa for me, though. I don't want anyone to be persecuted for their beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. So Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet. I can't wait. I hope that at some point you get to read it and you review it, Max, and give people your thoughts about it.
I would love to. I would love to check it out. I know one of my good friends, Zeno. He bought it, so he's gonna let me know about it for sure.
Cool.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Let me see. Matt Jarbo has a question. Hey, Ethan, can you give me any good places to start learning how to write comic? Yeah, Matt, I think you should write a comic. Definitely.
Is that the real Matt Jarbo or is that a fake Matt Jarbo?
I think it is. Matt's very creative. I think he should.
No, it's the real one. It's the real one.
Hey, DL, how's it going?
All right, how you doing?
We're here joined by Comic Artist Pro, Ethan Van Sciver. If you want to show DL, because he might be newer to you, your comic that you were just...
DL, this is my comic book Cyberfrog, crowdfunded on Indiegogo. It raised $1.45 million. Thanks to letting people know about it. Because I raised so much money, I spent all the money making the comics. I made toys. Look at this great. See, I always got a Cyberfrog toy. We got action figures because of this. Because
you got Funko Pops?
We could do that, but we haven't. I'm not a big fan of Funko Pops, but I'm no offense. I mean, I will make.
You have to look. You have to seek out the competition. The Funko. There's other companies.
That's true. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
But I definitely would. Funko Pop do an independent character like Cyberfrog? I'm not sure, but if they would, I guess I would want them to do that. But yeah, so Cyberfrog.
While you're here, we should actually ask you a really hot topic question that maybe you could agree with some of the other people on because you're an artist. What's your feelings about AI art? What if someone
it's
starts?
awful.
What if someone says Ethan Van? What if someone gives the AI a prompt? Ethan Van Sciver.
They already have. I'm built
really?
into it. Yeah, like they copied all my art. It doesn't look anything like my drawings. Yes.
They have
Yeah.
done it.
Oh wow.
So give your hot take on that, man. Okay.
Well, what do I think about it? It's soulless and inhuman. It's like some kind of simulacrum of actual art. It's just a bizarre composite of what people have worked lifetimes to be able to achieve. It never looks quite right, and it's inhuman. And I don't like it. I want to know that there's a person with a heart and a mind behind the work that I'm reading.
Sure.
I understand.
I think we all give our hot takes, but not all of us have given our life and our careers and our legacies to art like some people have. So I really like to hear people that this is their passion.
I'm not afraid of it. I don't think it'll ever really. Boy, what a sad world. When I say that, I shouldn't say that. What a dark and sad world the future could be if AI replaces actual human beings in creating our art and music and movies, and that could happen, and that's an awful thing to think about. And
maybe that's how we got Disney Star Wars. I'm just joking. I had to
by
throw in a joke there. Come on, I'm joking. I actually really enjoyed Disney Star Wars after the sequel. I love Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Andor. I loved Andor. Yeah. Last of Us.
Boring character.
Any interest in The Last of Us, Ethan?
There's a lot of gayness in it, from what I understand.
And it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. I haven't watched it yet. I love it. It's got two strikes against it. Clearly, it's woke, and secondarily, it's got Pedro Pascal, who to me is proves the darkness of Disney, and that Pedro Pascal is the mirror opposite of Gina Carano, and that he is.
He did stop. He did stop after that. I know people were upset about his tweet, but he did remove it and he stopped. I don't know.
He was a constant, political firebrand for the left.
Sure.
I would say the equivalent, if not worse, than Gina Carano for the right. And he's not only still got his job. I mean, he's everywhere. He's getting even more work, and he's not handsome. He's not
can
a
I be honest with you, Ethan?
actor.
I think you might have the angle that it's more political as to why he stays and Gina doesn't. And I just honestly, I think Gina Carano's a great person, but I think there is definitely a bias in Hollywood for sure that leans left. But I think even more so, the bigger factor is success. Honestly.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying Gina's a horrible actress, but she's not. I mean,
you're saying that Pedro has obviously had more success. Well,
a lot more success.
Well,
and yes, of course,
him
there is
in big roles. They put him in Wonder Woman
better actor,
1984.
He was miscast in Wonder Woman 1984.
Successful in that. I could list a number of things that he's done that he's not been very successful at. Mandalorian is a role that could be played by absolutely anyone. He doesn't need to be.
He was also standout in Game of Thrones.
There's Game of Thrones, sure, I guess. And
so I mean, that's my opinion. But I understand there is definitely Saggy is here to say hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Hi, Ethan, my nemesis. Wait, we're supposed to be
Why?
enemies.
Since
I
when?
don't know. I like the beard.
Thanks.
It looks nice. What are we talking about? James Gunn? What are we talking about? What did I miss?
No, we're talking about
No, we moved on from that.
Yeah, we moved on from that.
Dang, I missed it.
We're talking about well, go ahead, DL. You can say what you want. DL's a good friend here. Go ahead, man.
Okay.
We were talking about the recent James Gunn tweets. You could say what you want to say, man.
All right. Well, I don't know why people are surprised about it. I really am. Okay. So I'm gonna might hurt some feelings just a little bit, and I'm sorry, but like, do you really think that that's gonna happen? Are we really thinking that can happen?
I don't. Let them exercise on the spinning wheel, get all their energy out, and know they explored every single avenue. Now I think it lit a fire under their asses, and you're gonna be really seeing a lot of it on 214.
Well, I go ahead, DL.
I mean, yeah. Let me just get this out there. Look, Look, it will be a fantastic. It will be a fantastic idea if Netflix was interested. If Netflix had all the money in the world to buy the IP and make 2 more movies or 3 more movies, whatever they wanted to do, whatever the fan base wants it to do, I think it would be amazing. But we have to look at this logically. Do you know how much it would even cost for them
Oh
to
yeah,
even buy the IP to use? Not even make the
yes.
movie, not even
Right.
make the movie,
It's a
and
pipe
pay
dream.
them and
Yeah.
pay the actors and get enough of the special effects, blah blah blah, just to pay for the IP is at least millions to billions of dollars.
You know what I would have done if I was James Gunn? I would say, sure, let him try, and then
And
have
Netflix-
Netflix turn him down. Take
And
the heat off
Netflix-
yourself.
and here's the thing.
Sure, if Netflix wants to get our price, go ahead. That's
And
what
here's
I
the
would have
thing:
said.
they'll still be under Warner Brothers Studios.
Yeah, they're
there's
going to
nothing-
still have a say,
But again, this whole argument is over the fact that people don't understand business. Like they
Saggy,
don't.
You're right.
Like
This
they
is
don't
101.
understand business.
Don't
Netflix,
understand.
like again, licensing out their top performing IPs, the characters that make them the most money, will never happen. The last thing they want to do is give another company, mind you, a competitor company, because they're operating off a streaming service, right? HBO Max, which is where they want all their consumers to go. So to license off their top IPs to Netflix just for one director to make one friggin' universe is dumb. They need money.
Well, what about this, Saggy? Let me ask you. Would a compromise be that the Snyderverse does arrive on Netflix, but it's animated?
Yeah, they could do that. I
How
don't
about
think
that?
That is more realistic.
Yeah, that's more
It's
realistic.
cheaper.
But what the fans want is the live action version.
No, they said no. They did say that's their first, and then if they can't get that, they would settle for animated or any. Yeah, they did say that.
Just get
But
the
there have
story
been-
out there. That's
I mean that's fine. I mean I'm not against that, but when they're like pushing for that, it's like right now DC needs to really focus on fixing their own house before they even go that route. They need to fix their own house. They need to establish. They need money, so they need to make money. That's their priority.
That's why I would have said
an IP for that.
that's where I would have
Needed.
said if I was James Gunn, I'd be like, show me the money. Like Netflix, go ahead, bark all you want at Netflix. I doubt they're going to come near, And then if they do, show us the money.
I mean, the thing is, Netflix is not opposed to doing that. Like Netflix, like if you make a good pitch, Netflix will put your shitty friggin' content on their thing. Their whole thing is people need to understand how Netflix works. Netflix's thing is quantity. They have a ton of shitty projects on there because they want to have a catalog. Even if it's shitty, they'll put it on there just so they have variety. And then they're focused, because they always have done that, had the shitty quality. They make money and they produce originals, right? And the originals, so far, the originals have been pretty decent. They've been well received. Like Wednesday was really great. A lot of the shows they're coming out with is great. But the thing is, Netflix isn't opposed to doing a Snyderverse. It's just like Gunn said, they haven't shown interest right now. Because what Zach's doing now is he's doing a project. First of all, they're not going to overwhelm Zach and be like, hey, you want to do like 500 different projects for us at the same fucking time?
No, way too much.
It asked this man over here again, Ethan. We got to go back to you because you have a lot of history to tell people as someone that worked for. You're not exactly. It's a different situation between you.
I
and
wasn't
Zach.
in the movies.
No. But you left. You weren't exactly happy at the end,
Right.
and now you've got whether you want or haters want to say or not, you are successful. You got you got your own comic book company. How hard would it be for them to say, come back to DC now that you become? I don't think it would happen based on a lot of reasons. But
why not?
Say for Zach, just Zach is getting success. He's got 2 new properties that he created himself, that he has more leverage over, more say in creative process. I don't know exactly the details of the contract, but I'm sure he owns part of the franchise. It'd be very hard for him to come back to DC after having success outside of it.
Well, I think that it's not that. It's both Zach and I have both just pissed all over DC and Warner Brothers since then, and that's why there's no possible way.
I mean, share a lot alike.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like it could happen, but it's going to take a decade You know, there's going to have to be a complete change, like the current skin cells of that make up DC Comics and Warner's will have to flake off and be replaced before somebody like me or Zack Snyder would ever be invited to return. I know DC. I know how they operate. You say they're very sensitive. You know, you say one bad thing about. I remember Chris Cross criticizing the artist Chris Cross, who was doing Firestorm. He said something bad about DC when he went over to Marvel. He didn't get his way on Firestorm, so he left. He went to Marvel, and he said, "You know what? Those guys at DC Comics, blah blah blah." I can't remember what he said. But I was in the office when editorial, I said, "Why is Chris Cross saying this?" And they go, "Because clearly he never wants to work here again, because that's what happens to people who say shit like that around here."
He did
So
say suck it, Warner Brothers. He did say that.
So, you know, that's the whole thing. Like, you know, you getting blacklisted is quick. You hurt individuals' feelings. It's hard to hurt a company's feelings. But you hurt individuals' feelings, and then you're blacklisted. Zack Snyder would never be able to come back. Neither would I. And I would be looking for it because it's no money.
Question though, did that happen under, like, do you think because maybe there's new management that it would be the same type of experience?
No, because that management is gone now, and Chris Cross, I'm sure, can go back and work there. He pissed off a number of people who are no longer there. So he could definitely be invited to come back at this point and go work because he's good.
And you could too.
I am legendarily a supervillain at this point. To the mainstream comic book industry. It's going to be
I agree with that.
Before
It's
yes, and I'm quite happy to be that. But
well, you named your company Comicsgate.
Well, I took the Comicsgate name and made it a trademark and said it's a good thing, and it is a good thing. There's Comicsgate is just an opportunity for people who have been shunned, blacklisted, or just aged out of comics to work within a community to make sure that they can still make comics. I mean, there's nobody who can tell me that. No matter how you feel about me, this is what my comics look like. You can't tell me this isn't a good thing, and then you also can't tell me that, like, Graham Nolan, the creator of Bane, shouldn't be allowed to make comics while he still can. He's 10 years older than me. He should still be allowed to make comics. Aaron Lopresti, these guys, Billy Tucci, these guys are not getting work in mainstream comics, and yet with Comicsgate,
very
they're
successful.
funding hundreds of thousands
Billy
of
Tucci
dollars.
on your channel, I've seen him plenty of times. Lots of successful campaigns. Yeah.
So I don't know if you've gotten asked this question, Ethan, because I'm curious since you're here. Would you ever want to make your comics or even do like live action adaptions of them in the future?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Yeah, he said he wants. And listen,
I must have missed it.
I disagree with a lot of things you've said, Ethan. We have different viewpoints, but I want everyone to succeed. I've reached a point in my life where I want to love more. As long as people are not hurting people, I don't want people to hurt others' feelings, but you can't control people either, though.
There's no way that there's no reason why
I want everyone
as
to succeed.
and creative people, fans and creative people, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to come to an accord. And I could sit there and say, I disagree with how this person feels and what they believe in, but it doesn't matter. We're still making comics. My real enemy is with activists within the industry. I don't like the leftist activists, the gatekeepers, the SJWs. And it's not because of what SJWs believe. It's because of what they do, the actions that they
Well,
take.
it's been a sad week because as much as I railed against the anti-SJWs in the past, people lost their mind over this Hogwarts thing this week. And
Oh my God.
Really a lot of people towards the anti-SJW angle.
Hold on,
Right.
Here's the
Yes.
thing, though, is
Yes.
that whole ordeal.
It's
and if
sad.
you think about, no, it's not even sad. They did the exact opposite of
Oh,
what they
yeah,
tried
yeah,
to do. They literally made that game like the best-selling game since launch. Like, it sold like hotcakes, right? Like, people couldn't wait
number
to
one
throw it.
everywhere.
Like, the thing is with the
Backfired.
right? But that's the thing with the SJWs. I love them. Do you know why I love them? Because it gives people something to combat. And when you have something to combat, sometimes when you get enough people who hate SJWs, all they do is put money in our
There's a lot
pockets.
of people
That's it. They put money in your
that were
pockets.
allies to trans people that the activists were trying to get canceled.
Yeah.
and people just want
is it possible to just be like an ally to the LGBTQ community, as it were, without completely buying into all of the propaganda? The idea that trans women are women is not true. Okay, they're
no.
trans
I
women.
completely disagree with you there.
Well, you can disagree with me, but then ask.
But
a
you're allowed to
lesbian.
say. But you're
That's
allowed
the
to
problem.
say. But you're allowed to say what you want to say. If they want to identify as women, I have no problem with that.
Well, that's fine, but see, the problem is they can identify as women, but it's enforcing other people to say that they are, and then you've got. I mean, the big test is lesbians. If trans women are just women, then lesbians should be able to be with them, assuming attraction to women. And people like J.K. Rowling and I guess they're called TERFs.
Yes.
This whole thing, they're saying no, we're not. They have penises. We're not going to interact with them.
Well, I do want to say this, Ethan. I brought it up, but I'm seeing like this is not going to go well.
Well, no, hold on.
I have a question for Ethan.
Okay.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the Chris Wozniak claiming that his Batman script was stolen?
How do you like that? He got you right out of that, Max.
And also, what are your thoughts? Have you heard of Wozniak's Penelope Powerhouse cartoon that he's trying to work on, or comic?
No, hold on a second. Ask those questions again. First thing's the Chris Wozniak.
Yeah, so Chris Wozniak claims that Matt Reeves and Warner Brothers stole his Batman script. Like, I don't know if you heard about that whole controversy from like last year.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, do you know that he's currently trying to write a comic called Penelope Powerhouse? Like, are you aware of that?
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but I don't know what it is.
It's a bizarre comic.
I would be careful before you promote it if you don't look at it first. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna be that part. We're gonna go back. We're gonna say he doesn't know what it is. We're gonna go back to that other thing we were talking about because I actually, believe it or not, I do.
I completely disagree with Ethan there, but he has so far he hasn't said anything against the law.
Max. I'm a pansexual woman, so I got this. So Ethan, no, back to that thing. I hear what you're saying, and to an extent, he's right? But at the same time, it's still like when it comes to lesbians, it's personal preference, right? Because you have straight women who aren't going to be with women. So if a transgender woman is attracted to men, of course they're not going to be with a woman because they're attracted to what they're attracted to. So I mean, in a sense, like I kind of got your point, but saying that, yeah, that's kind of how it is. As somebody who's attracted to everybody, doesn't matter what's between your legs, because I personally don't care. That's about personal preference. Yes.
You and Lando.
And I'm saying this is an outsider looking in, but I have some friends.
Oh my god! Wait, is Hal Jordan? Wait, did they make Hal Jordan pansexual?
Somebody tried to do it. That's
really why though.
It makes zero sense. He's not pansexual. He's fiercely heterosexual. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, wait, why? Like, what? That's weird.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Because you know why they're doing that, don't you?
Conclusion.
No.
Wait, hold on. I will ask Ethan this because now we're talking. This isn't bad. I promise, Max. It's not going to get political. I just want to ask Ethan what he thinks of this. So I had somebody.
That was my fault.
No, it's fine. Like I said, it's civil. We're having a civil discourse. Why do people always freak out when we have these talks?
Because it's an art to actually talk with people with real differences of opinions.
And that's why I like having Ethan here.
Ethan said something I don't like, but I'm not gonna Karen out about it.
I got a little.
I have to hear things I don't like all day long.
Right.
No, but he's allowed to have that opinion.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I know, but it's like you're making it seem like it's a huge thing. Like we're having a discussion. Me and Ethan have talked before. It's not like it's not like a weird thing, right, Ethan? No, I just want to say. Yeah. Well, because like you talk about, like we know why, right? But so somebody brought this into perspective, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Do you think that maybe what the real issue is that Hollywood and entertainment has been kind of depicting their characters as a certain demographic for so long that now they're kind of trying to play catch up, and the issue is that maybe they're just over pandering and they're over representing, and that's probably why it's looking like it's a whole woke thing. because that was some brought up to me where they're like, they're just over pandering. Because I see what people say too, and I'm like, you know, you don't always have to have hip hop music for the black characters. Like, we get it, they're black. We don't need rap music to let people know we're black, okay? But do you think that's what it is?
You talking
over
about
pandering?
Miles Morales again? You really have a
I hate that. I hate
game.
Yes, I hate that they overdo that with Miles Morales. But do you think it's over pandering and over representation as a way of like them trying to make up for the past of not having representation?
I think maybe on the surface, that's perhaps what they'd like you to believe is going on, but that's not what's really actually going on. What's really actually going on are a myriad of other things that are business related, and it has nothing to do with this is what people want or this is socially responsible, and that's how we feel. It has to do with the ESG, and it has to do with the 1976 Copyright Act, and those are the reasons mostly why this phenomenon is happening today. And then you have activists. That's why the corporations are doing it. Then you have activists who are championing it. They're SJWs who are basically performing the task of changing the substance, not even the substance, changing the superficial appearance of these characters, and I guess the substance too. But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, because sometimes I see it. Sometimes I see it, and then sometimes. Because I had a discussion with somebody who we brought that up, and they were like, you know, it's like it seems like they're over pandering, and that's something I was like, yeah, it does feel like that. Because like I said, it's like, you know, there's certain things where it's like we don't need to focus on the fact that it's a black character. You can visually see with your eyes it is a black character. You don't have to over stereotype just to make us feel included. Because trust me, black people don't want that. We don't want to always be represented as a certain demographic with the stereotypes always inserted to make us feel like we're included. Like, we get it. You have a black superhero. Cool. Okay, why the hip hop music?
Absolutely.
It'd be nice to see black superheroes being created by black creators and being allowed to be fallible characters. See, the problem is that, you know, again, we know why the corporations are doing this. They're doing this for copyright reasons. They're doing this for ESG, social credit. But why are the creators doing this? Well, mostly they're white creators. They're white liberals. And that is where the pandering comes in. Because if they're making a character, if they use the word representation, like we have this character and this is important for representation. Now Miles Morales, not Miles, but any black character that's new, you know, to the scene, handled by these characters. Miles Morales has the burden of representing an entire race of people as objectified by white people, by white liberals. So, you know, now this character has to be infallible. He has to be perfect. What is he going to be, a dickhead? Is he going to be flawed in some way? Is he going to have problems? No, he's going to be idealized and perfect every single time because it's white liberals saying, this is what we think of black people, which, by the way, you can spin everything that they do around backwards, because if you actually look at what they're doing with some of these black characters, they're actually commenting on what they think black people really are by doing the opposite of that. Every single time.
I have.
You see gentlemanly like black men who are kind of effeminate, who are blah, blah, blah. What are they saying about black men? Because I don't know too many of those, okay? And I don't think too many black men think of themselves the way that they are presented by white liberals in comics. And you can do that. You can back that up over and over and over again and just see that the way they present characters, the way they present these representative characters, is how they would like things to be under their control rather than the way things actually are. And so therefore, if I got Saggy Melons instead to create a black character, I'm going to get something probably closer to reality, probably something that is that she would find to be close to home.
Are you being hyperbolic about how many stories are written by like white liberals writing these stories about black characters? Is it very prevalent in the comics? Like when they do representation, how you think there's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of the scenario you presented, because there are some representation where they are in the comics industry too, but you feel that's your take. You feel that.
Well, I see that, you know, mostly it just seems like if you take a stroll through Marvel editorial, DC editorial, Listen, I was there. I was there for 20 years. We had a few black people who were editors, and they were fired. Women were relegated. Yes, very few female editors, and when they were relegated to Vertigo or to off-brand kind of DC stuff. And it was strange. It was largely a white male club, DC Comics, in terms of editorial, and they all had the same liberal ideas. At some point, they said we must be progressive. We got to bring progressivism to comics. I was there. I heard all these conversations, and as somebody who was kind of just in the midst of all of this, living in the fishbowl, I didn't know I was wet. I just kind of went, yeah, I guess this is what we're doing, huh? We're doing, okay, so we're going to do the new Tattooed Man. Let's make him black. Sure. You know what? That's not who Tattooed Man is, but let's do a new Tattooed Man who's black. I was a part of this too. I did the same thing. I did a lot of race swaps when I was working at DC with new characters. And that was just the culture. And we were white. We were just going, well, what do we think black people are? You know, what do we think they want to see in this character? So I've seen it. I know what I'm talking about. I witnessed it firsthand. And then what'll happen is these guys, these white editors, will hire something, they'll create something, and then they'll hire, you know, sometimes a black creative team, now a gay creative team, and this and that, to sort of take what they've already built and run with it. And it is, look, it's still white supremacy, in my opinion. That's white supremacy. Delegating, you know, these jobs out of the goodness of your heart to people of color and gays is white supremacy. You're still in charge, aren't you? You're still the guy pulling all the strings. You're still the guy creating all this stuff. That's actual white supremacy.
You want them more involved with the ground level of the creative instead
Step aside. If this is the goal, step aside. All of you crackers, step aside.
Oh, wait.
What?
What was that?
My goodness.
Yes, fight
All
the
you
man.
crackers.
Fight
You sound
the
like
man.
you sound like an unhinged leftist.
All these crackers, step aside. And if you really care about people of color being
Step
represented,
aside.
let them represent themselves.
That's why I remember you going after Ryan Johnson like that. If you really care so much, step aside. He's always in charge of the projects.
Just step aside. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be you. If it's important that we hear from creators who are people of color, I want to see them create characters, and stop saying representation. No character needs to represent an entire group of people for superficial reasons. No character should shoulder that burden. They should represent a certain person. They should be an individual. They should have their own flaws, their own personality. That's why Peter Parker worked. Peter Parker worked because he wasn't perfect. And, you know, he made mistakes, and we can relate to those mistakes. We need villains that are complicated, that have motives that are clear. We understand what their motives are, but they're just selfish. They made the wrong choice. They're making the wrong, but we understand them. We can't just have cackling, idiotic villainy, which is what social justice warriors create in comics. We need smart, sophisticated characters that people can relate to. And at the same time, they need to be idealized. And it's a tricky thing. It's a tricky balance. But DC used to walk it very carefully. Now I don't know what happened. Now it just seems like it's not so much that way. There's still good books out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that, you know, there's an energy there now that is new and that is not based on telling good stories.
God damn. I mean, I just to like say, like, I believe Ethan when he says he's had those experience when it comes to people of color. Because I've had friends in the like industry who've had similar stories about how the executive meetings would, you know, how they would talk about the black talent and the black characters and literally drop N-words with the hard R in those meetings. And I believe it, you know, and these are coming from like white people who are like, yeah, I had to walk away from that.
I never heard that, but I never heard anyone use the N-word, but I will say that they meant well.
They
you
might,
know what I mean? Don't white people always mean well, you know, when they're dominating, exploiting other people? Now I sound like a leftist.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah,
I'm clipping this out. I'm gonna do it as an exposed on Ethan.
Expose on Ethan.
You know, you made the intro. You made the intro, but people made me stop doing it because my intro is too long.
Yeah,
How are
they
they
don't know.
good intentions if they're
All of them
using the
think they
N
have
word
good
with
intentions,
hard
but
R? No.
right,
no,
but they
but
No,
don't.
I do think you're being slightly hyperbolic, Ethan, but I do also think that you're also giving some facts from experience that yes, a lot of these characters are being in the past have been created, like you said, white liberals saying, "Oh, let's get some diversity," and then they after the fact, when it's time to promote, they bring people on, and not even on the integral building blocks of the
People
character.
of color and gay creators in comics are there to make the white liberals who hire them look good.
I don't want to say that as a blanket statement either, though.
I do. That's exactly what's going on.
That's where I disagree with you. That's where I disagree. Like, I
I'm
don't want
not
to say.
gonna lie and say I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I've heard stories about these things in the industry alone, and I'm telling you that like some of these companies, they really, I will say this. I'm not trying to be that person, but yeah, like heard them basically say, yeah, they use them as shields.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think is a blanket statement all of them there, but
I'm not all of them.
We can't say all of them. Just
yeah, not all
we're
of them. Just
talking
a few.
about a general attitude. We're not talking about that. Everyone agrees with us. I know some.
Well, yeah. Company. The one thing I completely agree with the anti-SJWs and even Jeremy of Geeks Gamers, where he's actually right about something, is that these companies don't really care. They care about money. So when they say we're caring about diversity and all this, it's really a lot. The majority, yes, there's part of it that they care about, but mostly it's money and.
Well, I would like it if I like that
promotion.
they care about money. They should only care about money, but they should care about my money too, and they should care about the money of the fans and not the money of BlackRock.
I think we're doing good though.
I'm saying that no, they're currently a lot of their agenda is tied up in getting ESG funds from BlackRock hedge fund. I mean, it's more about appealing to a new law that was created by Barack Obama in 2015. His Department of Labor made it so that employers could invest your 401k not just in things that were actually profitable, but in things that were socially responsible, and companies that proved, even though they're not profitable, that they're socially responsible. And so that's what they're doing. They're going after that money by making everyone gay and people of color. We're hiring more people of color. They have pie charts. Literally, they put out pamphlets with pie charts showing how many people that work there are of what racial background. It's really not cool.
I see both sides. You want to try to address some potential issues there where there's lack of representation. So that's where the charts come from. You're obviously angling your angles more towards all the agenda. But yes, I think that is important to look at what you have and say we need to try harder here. But obviously, I think it also has to do with the merit of your work too. But I do like that. I actually like it when companies, or I get excited when Marvel or Disney and says we got this new cast here and there's some representation. I actually like that. It makes it less boring for me. I'm like, okay, because I am a white guy under here. I lack some diversity myself. I'm like, I want to experience new things, new characters, and I do like to hear that. It's not always go woke, go broke, Ethan. It's not. Some people, Last of Us has proven it. People love that episode that you said is super gay, but that you didn't see, but you've heard. It is super gay.
Last of Us. I'll watch it. I like it's zombies, right? There's zombies in it.
Kind of zombies, yeah.
But go woke is not always go broke. There is an audience for it. Of course, what's most important is this. It just has to be done well. The story has to be good.
Yeah, I think woke is really like placing, a priority of fixing perceived inequalities in culture. When it comes to in movies and TV, above telling stories. So, I mean, if something is actually a good story, it's hard to really say that it's woke. You know what I mean? Like woke is like you can just smell it. You go, they put this together. They did the Burger King Kids Club here in the cast. to show diversity, and that was their primary intent. The
I
story came second or
I
third.
think it's just another marketing tool that trends and easy gets more notice than if they don't do it. Obviously, the first people to speak out are the ones that do not like it, and they give them free promotion all the way till release.
Yeah, I want to give Ethan some context before he gets into Last of Us for that epic, I don't know why everyone was pissed off, the episode, without spoiling much. Yes.
I'm just holding this up. I might as well, since I'm being quiet. It's my advertisement.
That's a slick cover, by the way.
Somebody in the chat said, "Where's your comic that was supposed to come out 4 years ago?" That number keeps changing. It's 2 years late. It's 2 years late. But yes, here it is.
So the context for the scene in the game, these characters that are gay, as you heard, they didn't really dive too much into that lore. It was kind of like the events had already happened, so we kind of got more of like the after what happened type of scene. So like when the show did, what the show did is when they got to that part in the game for the TV show, they just basically gave more lore and backstory for those characters than they did in the game, which is something fans probably like appreciate, like fans of the game probably appreciated. So that's all it was. It wasn't like they were just trying to insert more gay agenda. It was more just like they were just giving more backstory to how that character that was shown in the game, why that character ended up the way they ended up in the game. That's all it was.
I don't know yet. I'll watch it, Saggy. I'll let you know what I thought, though. And thanks.
Yeah,
for
I'm
that.
curious. Yeah, I want to just at least give you backstory so you weren't just going into it blind.
I haven't played the game. You know.
The game was really, the storyline of the game was good. The gameplay was like, could have been better, but yeah.
Hi, Crazy Joe. This is Ethan Skyver.
Hi.
Hello.
I
don't know if Crazy Joe's much of a fan. I'm not sure.
I just woke up. I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I. I just got here myself. You got to start.
Anytime I hear Ethan's on, I come running. So I'm like, Ethan, why are you here? What are you doing?
It's been a while. I'm getting old, man. I just want to love more.
Bro, we're all getting old.
I don't have any. I don't have the fire in me that I once had, Ethan. I just want to take it easy.
Come on, dude, get the fire back.
No, I mean I love movie talk. I'm still doing YouTube. I stream almost every day, but
I think that the difference between, say, you guys and us guys is that for us it's a matter of survival. Like, we're talking to comic skaters who. They're not going to be able to make a living unless they fight this battle. What's your reason for fighting it? It's like we've got guys who are just like, look, I just want to make comics. I'm being shunned. I have to fight to be able to find a platform and keep a platform. To be able to talk to my audience. That's a real struggle, and it's going to keep people engaged.
Well, honestly, listen. I have been a critic of you and Comicsgate in the past, but I've seen you. There's been a few instances here and there, but relatively speaking, the most insane stuff from Comicsgate has kind of gone down a little bit. Where I felt like people weren't even. This is my big issue. I felt like some people weren't even safe to be around. Like they got, but that wasn't all on you. That was people that follow you or people that follow the movement or whatever. So, and I just, but this happens all across the internet now too. It really does. I'm not giving excuses, but I think things have settled down. And honestly, if you get a TV series, I will pay for it. I will go see.
You'll watch Cyberfrog.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Like I actually do what people say they do, and they don't. Remove the art from the artist, because if you start looking at every single creator, you're going to find something you don't dislike about everyone. I don't. I would like to know less about some creatives' personal views across the board. Yours too. I don't want to. But people might like you.
Well, not mine. I mean, my personal views are fascinating and interesting.
Well, the thing with the Hogwarts Legacy thing, when I covered it, that I brought up, it's like, man, if only people really knew about like 90%, if not 100%, like of all the shit that we use every day, food, drinks, clothes. If you really knew the politics behind the people of the products you purchase every day, you might find yourself some phobes and ists, and then what are you going to do? Stop buying clothes, stop getting drinks, stop eating, because a lot of people that make the stuff you buy every day are probably shitty people, so the less you know, the better. Sometimes ignorance can be bliss.
Is this an ad for Balenciaga, Saggy? You're doing right?
Yes.
The chat says, Ethan, please talk more about killing Chinese people.
Oh, I was mad at you. I made a video about that. I was mad at you.
Did you understand what I was saying, though?
I know it was a bad joke.
Well, I mean, it was, Zack Snyder came in and he just said, you know what, you guys, I don't want to have anything to do with you. He's saying
And
this to the Geeks and Gamers
I
guys.
love that. That was one of my favorite moments on YouTube. I
It was
love
the
that
worst, and I was like, guys, why did you
moment.
let him do it?
I love that moment.
It was interesting. It was a fascinating moment. Jeremy Griggs is still mad at me about it because he says I monetized him after his humiliation, which I guess I did. I didn't think of it that way.
I monetize them all the time.
I had him on the show. I had him. He came on my channel.
That was it. That's what.
And then
I remember that.
The super chats were pouring in, calling him a cuck, and he's just read the super chats. I was like, okay, Jeremy's a cuck, blah 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 blah, and I was just reading them for $10. Jeremy's a cuck, and I kept like reading these super chats, and he's like, I got to do it. I got to take my abuse, and I was like, well, I think they're done now. No, wait, here's another 25 super chats calling you a cuck. And he has never forgiven me for that. He is still angry. He feels like I deliberately monetized him, but I didn't mean to. I had a point of view. I wanted to say that we should not be begging for mercy or sympathy or try to fit in with these people because they hate us, and it's clear.
I remember that stream.
That was
I laughed so freaking hard because it was funny because you were reading it and you just see Jeremy's face and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I think it's done. Oh wait, no, here's one more. And Jeremy's face, oh my god, I felt so bad for him at that point. I was like, oh my god, poor Jeremy. I felt bad.
Yeah, Zack Snyder said, listen, I don't want to be associated with you guys because your hate speech promotes violence, especially at this point of time after the Chinese killing, whatever that was. And I said, and he said, Zack Snyder said, the movies that I make are here to stop things like what you promote. And to me, that sounded like he was accusing us of killing Chinese people, which I've never done. In actual fact,
thank you for not doing that.
Yeah, I've never killed.
No one do that, please.
So the thing was, I said
let's
to
stop
John
actually saying that because it's gonna
right.
Please.
Let's not kill anyone.
Yes,
I just said, do you think Zack Snyder's going to stop me from, K-ing C people? There you go. Yeah. I said, I'm never going to stop. No matter how many movies he makes, I'm always going to K-C people. It was a joke. And John Malin said, yeah, we haven't done it enough. It's this idea that we're just over the top supervillains who are doing horrific things, and all the world's ills are because we don't like your shitty movies and we complain about them. It's an outrage, It's called gallows humor. But no, I was not actually saying that anybody should do that, obviously.
So I'm going to ask the hot questions. Nobody wants to ask y'all a bunch of P words. See,
what? Go ahead. I don't know the question.
No, I'm gonna ask Ethan. Ethan, do you do like drama content sometimes just to get people to
right around funding time? I'm sorry, Ethan. I think that.
You think so?
Oh, right around when you got a Indiegogo to.
I don't think I consciously do that. No, I feel weird doing personal drama stuff that is just related to my friends, but I will do it. If I think it's interesting enough.
Well, I got to be honest. The longer you've been on YouTube, the more I think we've all done personal YouTube drama with our YouTube friends. I think most YouTubers, well, except Crazy Joe, DL, DeGeorge, and Anthony, you're all pretty legit. But me and Saggy, we've partaken of that. We get mad at our fellow friends that are also YouTubers with their takes and
because I'm a bitch and I don't hold my tongue. I'm a bitch and I don't hold my tongue.
Oh, I know. I heard some of the stream earlier.
You're saying this, Max, about a half hour after I went on a long Twitter rant against Michael from Retroblasting. So.
Oh, okay.
I
like it when people talk about me.
People in the past told me to do like reaction streams on Ethan, and I'm just like, nah, his chat will destroy me. I'm good. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I'm afraid to go toe to toe with Ethan.
I don't know why. I mean, if I say something out of line, go ahead and correct me.
Yeah, but
do you know, Ethan? There's rumors that they are actually considering replacing Cara Dune.
Are they really?
That's I thought it was
having
stupid.
Cara Dune, but
I think they're doing that to trigger fools.
I don't know. People have said that they're actually considering it. I
Why
think
not
it's
just kill the
fake news.
character? Just kill the character. She's. I mean.
I think even saying that she's died off screen is going to be bad. But honestly, I'll be real though. No one was complaining when they saw the Mando 3 trailer, season 3.
It was great. I watched the trailer.
But are you still on that? You're not going to support Disney?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, it's painful. It's not comfortable, man. I really want to watch Star Wars. I'm not happy about it, and it's a real discipline.
That's still the pivotal point that pushed you to the. I'm not
that and the Parental Rights Act. Yeah, when Disney getting involved in that was a bridge too far for me too. So those two things. But I mean, they corrected that. All right, so they got rid of that smush ball who said he was going to do that. They put Bob Iger back. So I consider that problem corrected. But I don't consider, and I think the reason why that happened was because of that.
Hey, I respect everyone's right to use their money with the funds they want, the way they want. If it's no longer about the entertainment and they feel there's other factors. When they try to impose that on other people is where I draw the line now. I'm like, yeah, like I actually support people that want to boycott this Hogwarts game, but don't push that on other people though.
I hate Bob Chapek. I can't stand Bob Chapek, but
same here.
I don't think he couldn't win in that situation because when he said nothing, they came after him and they're like, "You're just going to not say anything?" And then finally he came out and was like, "Okay, we at Disney stand against this." And then everyone else came after him. So it's like he was damned if he did or damned if he didn't on that situation.
Company line, and the company doesn't take a political. Company doesn't get involved in politics. Period.
Yeah, but when they didn't, he got criticized too. So it's like
now he lost his job. I mean, it's far worse. See, you have to really look at his position. Like, you are the most powerful entertainment corporation in the world, and you cannot afford. You can't afford to levy that power in politics over something this heated. Over the idea, especially the idea of parents deciding and determining how their children are going to be educated in public schools. To override that as Disney is a fatal error. And I mean, almost any other criticism would have come and gone. But he panicked and he immediately gave in to the woke crowd. And, it's a disaster, an absolute disaster for Disney. Made no sense.
I think they'll be all right, though.
Yeah, he won't though. He's gone.
No, he's gone for
he's fine too. He's rolling in his Scrooge McDuck money.
I have an important question. When is the Saggy Melon show going to get the EVS interview? You've been doing interviews lately. You had an interview. You had Shauna on recently. Have you ever just had a one-on-one with EVS?
Not really.
Oh, I would love to see that.
I'm not opposed to it. Ethan knows. He can always hit me up. Why are you trying to like?
I'm shilling for you, Saggy.
You don't need to. Me and Ethan are familiar.
I know, but I would like a one-on-one. You asked some great questions.
Yeah, if Saggy needed me, I'd be there anytime.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
see.
I do have some other topics unrelated, just random topics.
I will leave on that note because I'm going to go take my dog out.
I'd like to point out I've never been invited on the Saggy Melons show before.
I'm getting there. Listen, Saggy's very busy. I actually have Sean actually was interested in one of my script ideas.
Saggy, I should tell you, my wife was on my YouTube profile looking through my subscriptions, and she stopped and said, "Should I be concerned that you are subscribed to Saggy Melons?" And I said, "No, you shouldn't. She's a friend of mine.
She's a home wrecker. Watch out."
Yes.
Yeah, watch out. I'm going to steal your wives.
Oh, that's right.
I'm a wife stealer. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a wife stealer. Ethan, you better watch your wife. I've seen her. She's gorgeous.
She's hot. Yeah.
Now I apologize. I opened the floodgates, Saggy.
See what? Now my emails are gonna be blowing up with everybody. They're like, "Oh, she's gonna get Ethan. She's gonna have to have me." Listen, I'm gonna get to having more guests. It's just I'm busy. I'm a busy girl. I'm busy fighting the man on I'm busy fighting a bunch of YouTube content creators 24/7. I can't keep up.
I want to love more. I want to love everyone.
I wish the internet works like that.
I'm serious. I've given. It got to a point last year, Ethan, where my friends dislike each other. Some of them, and I'm just like, I can't even do it anymore. They're like, why didn't you defend me? I'm like, because I don't care anymore. You guys don't like each other. I just don't care. I like you. You don't like them. Doesn't that get really frustrating the more people you interact with?
We've all, for the most part, you and I, for the most part, we
Bianca's
literally,
here.
well, yes, we monetized our channels based on the negativity. We took a playbook from everyone's freaking page.
I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying I've reached the point in my YouTube career where I'm like,
you're not.
Whew, I'm just exhausted with it. I'm happy talking.
I'm the same way. I'd see YouTube now and I see all the same thumbnails complaining about the same stuff, and I'm like, I need to be doing. I'm supposed to be doing that, but I can't bring myself to do it. You know,
smart.
So you do know what brings in the clicks. You just can't do it.
Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to do it because it's going to grow my channel.
Right.
I'm good at it. I can do it. I can do it better than most of these meatheads can. But I can't. I have shame. I can't. Eventually, I'm.
Well, a
going
lot
to
of them
have
are
to.
just saying the same thing over and over.
They're just
and over
saying
again.
dumb stuff. They're like, "Fuck you!" Just a lot of profanity and a lot of just no real thought, no nuance, no
outrage
jokes.
clicks.
Yeah, outrage clicks, good thumbnails, but I mean,
I talked about Jeremy once in like the last 2 months.
Whatever. You talked about him a lot though before. But before I am going to go on. But before I go, I just want to say to Darth Skippy in the chat, you actually lost brain cells when the doctor dropped you on the head as a baby. Okay, goodbye.
Okay. Well, Max, I don't know if you saw what I shared in the private chat because you're blocked by Grace right now.
Yes, I am.
Screen,
Oh
that
yeah,
someone
yeah,
took
yeah.
a screen cap of.
This
so I have
is
the tweet.
very, very interesting. Ethan, wait till you get a load of this. This is about the Flash movie. Who's in here now? Oh, Tony's here. Tony, here's Ethan. Have you talked to Ethan before?
I think he was on here when I was on here before.
Okay.
I definitely like his avatar.
Yeah. Max's favorite content creator. Yeah. He did a really good job with the Intellivision Amico. I'll tell you what. I lost money, Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, just to give you an update, I'm actually trying to get my money back, but I think it's too late. I was bringing up my emails from Intellivision, the Amico, and I just don't think it's going to happen. I might try to contact Intellivision. Maybe I'll go on the Amico Forever channel and comment, can please someone help me get me my money back? Because
well, someone's organizing a class action lawsuit, so you can get in on that.
But there's not. But I talked to my mother about it because she works for a law firm, and she's like, "You're not going to get anything from that. They'll file bankruptcy."
Tommy Tallarico like running away to Chile or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I invested in a console, $200. Actually, I'm out $400, Ethan, on a console that's never coming out. Video games.
Oh, what the crowdfunding platform?
Yeah, and I should. I almost want to say this, but I don't want to bring you back into the shit with Doug TenNapel. But Doug TenNapel's old friend Tommy Tallarico, and I was excited for Earthworm Jim 4, and I interviewed them both. And I actually interviewed Tommy. I put my money down. I was so hyped for this. It's never coming out. People lost
Then he
lots of money.
scammed me for $200.
Are you getting your money back or no?
It's been like 2 years since I put my deposit down, and the television itself isn't answering funds. I'm trying to go to PayPal, but I've heard other people say they tried to contact PayPal and they said the time limit's too long.
What was it? Was it Kickstarter or Indiegogo?
They did various sites that were not exactly Kickstarter, Indigo, like Fig.co,
Fig Republic,
and then I got a PayPal invoice directly from Intellivision at one of them. It's a mess.
Yeah, they shouldn't be using PayPal at all. You know, that's interesting. Okay,
yeah, big mess. But here, this is.
I thought Rupa wasn't Rupa going to sue PayPal not too long ago.
PayPal withheld a lot of his money because of their terms of service, like over $1 million. But I think he did get the money from them eventually.
Yeah, but he still he made a video was like heavily implied that he was suing PayPal over that.
I think it's just a threat. Give me my $1 million, assholes. It's not
I think that was just a way to get his fans to give him more money to fight the power.
I still don't understand why he named himself after a fart.
I do think he. I mean, people do use it things to their advantage. He felt slighted and he used it to make more money. Yeah, he did. I agree with that.
I just don't understand why he named himself after a fart. Why would you call yourself Rippa? That's a hey, I ripped a fart.
Hey,
you know, it's a fart name.
Listen, we don't have a lot of Rippa fans over this end of the woods, Ethan. But I will say this:
It's not even about being a fan or not being a fan. That's just not a name I would change.
It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just I read his comic and it was
Tony
subpar.
bought it. Tony bought it.
It was subpar.
You bought it.
Have you bought it?
I bought it. Yeah, I read it.
Okay, so what did you think about when there was certain action scenes where there was like no sound effects?
No, sound effects are helpful sometimes, but Grant Morrison kind of phased those out too with New X-Men. He just motion lines, sound effects, stop putting them in there. It's old fashioned.
When did thought balloons disappear? Because I noticed, I never noticed them disappear. I just noticed one day they were gone, and I'm not sure when it happened.
People started using captions instead, and people started, if you're going to read someone's thoughts, they almost sound better through captions. But yeah, thought balloons were just another deemed old fashioned.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Like, okay, so some action scenes have the sound effects, and then some of them don't. So like, if it was just one or the other, it would make sense to me. But like, for it to have half of the book, oh, we got sound effects, and this other fight just doesn't have any sound effects. It seems weird.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would just write that off by saying, making comics is hard, and nobody's first comic is their best comic. It just doesn't exist, except for maybe Darwin Cook. But even no, it's not.
Listen, I'm not a hater of Rippa. I don't like some of his takes on his YouTube channel, but I have no problem with him getting success. I just feel his success was more based on his personality and supporting him because he's also got a big following more than the quality of the. I'm not saying it was bad or anything. I didn't personally feel intrigued to buy it.
Well, we'll see how the second book does.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to say otherwise. It's a pretty easy thing to assert that, the first book funded so well because of who he is and his fan base who wanted to give him a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that once, okay? So then people read the book, and so then you have to find out how the second book does. The second book, sure, it's still going to have people who want to support Rippa. But if there are a lot of people who read it and didn't like it, I guess they won't back again, and then we'll see the results. Now, my prediction
the quality.
is it's going to be $4.5 million for issue 2. I think it's going to do better than the first one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I haven't been following him. I don't know when he's planning for that or how far along he's planning for the next one. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't see how it could do better, especially because, like I said, I read the book, so I have it. I read it, and it's not intriguing and it's not that great. Like I said, it's subpar to me. I've read lots of comics.
I totally respect your opinion, Tony, especially since you're a paying customer. But I think
if people want to delude themselves, and say the book was great or better than what they think, or give them the pass because it's his first comic, that's fine. But let's just be honest about it, right? If you're like, hey, it wasn't that great, but it's his first comic,
I think with his personality combined is what's going to give him success. So yes, I think he gets an easier road than like Ethan. Honestly, I think Ethan, your quality's got to. You've been a veteran of the industry, so your quality's got to be really high up there.
Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet is a visionary comic. It's not even there. Nobody's in my league anymore. I mean, I'm saying that without irony or without a wink or anything. It's the Cyberfrog series is going to be, in my opinion, one of the most important comics of this generation.
I'm eventually going to have to get myself a copy of that.
He will review it. He is one of the harshest critics out there, Ethan. So
who said that?
Tony.
Oh, Tony. Yeah, Tony.
Oh, sorry, I meant to make him bigger. Yeah, Tony. He criticizes me all the time, and I never ask for it. And he's still one of my best friends because you ever have that one friend that's never gonna bullshit you ever? Like they're never gonna tell you if you're having the worst day and you say, look at what I created, and it's not really good. He's gonna tell you every single day that does not look good, Max. He will never sugarcoat it.
You can't be better when people tell you that your shit is good. When it's
not. He never. This man never sugarcoats it. That's why I'm like, you just don't understand Tony. Like when people get annoyed by him a little bit.
Tony, you want to read it right now?
Sure.
You want to read it during this live stream?
I don't know if that's what Max stream.
Whatever Tony wants to do is fine. Yeah, he will give it. If you send him a review copy, He will give you an honest review more than anyone. I can honestly say that.
Wow.
Out of anyone
think,
I
Tony?
know, if you want a review copy, Tony.
I'll take a review copy and give it an honest look.
Okay. How do I get to you? How do I email you?
I'll put my email in the private chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee it, Ethan. I guarantee it. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. See?
Well, I don't want him to. I don't need him to.
Okay.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah. But this is what's from Grace Randolph. Is this true, James Gunn? I heard that it's going to be a former Batman who cameos at the end of the Flash, and could potentially stick around as the new permanent DCU Batman. Damian's dad. Pattinson is still solo. I know who it is, but it would be uncool to reveal the whole thing.
It's George Clooney. It's not Bell and Malcolm. It's George Clooney.
So they're suggesting that one of these other Batman is going to come back and be the new DC. Is she joking?
No, she's not joking.
It's going to be Adam West via.
Oh, come on!
Oh, I can't wait for James Gunn to debunk that.
Oh my!
I don't know. Well, it's obviously not going to be Val Kilmer because he's not doing well.
He doesn't.
Yeah. He was in. Did you see Maverick?
Wasn't he in Willow though?
Hold on a second. Right Planet. Yeah. For your eyes only. I trust you, right? You're not going to.
Yes, he is. He is very good. He has lots of sources on his channel. He does lots of his investigation work. He is very good with you. He will do what you say. Yes.
Well, don't say it like that.
No matter how I'm asked, I'm like, hey, Tony, can you? He's not going to.
Don't share this with anyone, please.
No.
This is, that would be lawsuit material. But it's for you. Yeah. It's a review copy.
Yeah.
For review.
Yeah, he won't do it, no matter how hard I ask. Okay, so this is interesting. I doubt it'd be Christian Bale.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
George Clooney.
It's George Clooney.
Okay, George Clooney.
But it's only for a cameo. He's not sticking around. It's just for a cameo.
Well, I think that's another way to when they take out stuff and they do a fun cameo at the end where you know someone. But I don't think they're going to be sticking around though.
No, James Gunn's going to have a completely new Batman. It's not that difficult. Come on.
Okay.
Guys.
Grace is doing this for outrage clicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's George Clooney just making a cameo.
Who is the kid from Gotham? Maybe it's that kid.
No, you bugging. You smoking crack on that one. No.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other advice for James Gunn while you're? I don't know how much time you got, Ethan. So
I'm letting. I want Tony to read Wreck Planet.
Oh, right now?
Yeah,
okay.
I sent it over to him. Tony, did you get it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay,
there you go.
All right, cool.
See that? I mean, you want people. We don't have reviewers. People are afraid to be seen reading Comicsgate projects.
Well, he doesn't care, Tony.
Yeah. I was just playing Hogwarts earlier, so I don't know.
How is that game? Is it good?
It's pretty good. It's pretty fun for what it is. I mean, it is still Harry Potter, so it's not like very adult or very mature. It's still like kind of kiddie, but it's got some decent combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I boycotts don't work if there's a quality product there. If there's a quality product, if it's a subpar product, maybe it could work some, but
something
if it's a
that
good
people
product,
want.
Yes,
what did Grace Randolph say? Why are you? We didn't get to that.
Yeah, she's suggesting that she's hearing that a former Batman came. So they removed, basically, James Gunn with Henry Cavill. They took him out. They're probably not going to use Gal or Batfleck. The rumors is that they're, besides Cavill, they're now removing Batfleck and Wonder Woman scenes at the end of the Flash. So, but now they're going to add something else. So they're probably going to do a cameo of someone either new for James Gunn's DC universe, or someone in the past that they know is not going to continue. Like how it'd be fun to beef up a little bit of box office to put George Clooney in there, because George Clooney doesn't want to come back as Batman. That's my take.
Val Kilmer cannot, and so it's looking like Christian Bale.
But did Christian Bale recently say he's
not
only going to be
coming back
involved
with
if Nolan's involved?
Yeah,
maybe they got Nolan back.
No, Nolan's doing 3 movies another movie with Universal. So
No one don't want to work with WB right now.
Nope.
Adam West is dead.
After Toby Emmerich say dumb shit about him, you think he's gonna work with him
Ethan,
again? No.
there was a rumor that they were going to do a digital Christopher Reeves in this movie too. I hope that's not true.
No, they did.
They are. They did.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
I thought that was a joke.
Nope,
And Linda Carter's in it too.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh boy.
My wife is gonna shit herself in the theater.
Whoa.
Well,
she
prepare for that.
Some
I'll bring some wipes.
Yeah.
Some wet ones.
Ethan, back to that. You know, when they say this is the best DC movie ever, I think I go a little in between. I know like the shill and the anti-shill communities on the internet, like, oh, that's just the shill speak. I have a hard time believing this just because I know that they're spending $7 million on the Super Bowl ads. I know Crazy Joe, we'll go to you first then, because I've heard this before. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. It's the bet. They always do this crazy.
When have they done this?
When they do a big money campaign for a project, the difference is they're not pumping a lot of money into Shazam trailers.
I didn't hear anybody saying that. Shazam's a good example. I didn't hear anyone saying Shazam's the greatest superhero movie ever made.
But they're not putting as much money to promote Shazam as they are going to do for the Flash.
I didn't hear them saying that about any of the DC movies that have come out recently. I mean, people have said, "Oh, they're good," but the hype behind this one is like next level. They're saying it's like one of the best ones they've ever made.
Here's the question I really want to ask you, Crazy Joe, and then Ethan. But don't you think they would say that even if it wasn't just to get people to hyped?
Well, like I said, I've never heard them say that
honestly
before.
would say it even if it wasn't.
And it's not coming from people promoting the movie either. Like John Campea says that people he knows who've seen the movie are telling him.
But now you're accepting rumors and speculation when sometimes the same friends don't accept rumors and speculation other times.
Well, here's the difference with that though, because we've seen that happen. That this movie that we're associated with, or this movie that that we were created, it's going to be good, guys. It's great. But like when you're hearing other sources outside of the main studio saying this is great, like this is awesome, like we keep hearing that over and over again, not to this degree. So I feel like there might be some merit to that because we don't hear that.
Yeah, also, and the talent behind the movie, I have no reason to disbelieve it because Andy Muschietti has made really good movies. I really liked It Chapter 1. It Chapter 2 was a little long, but I still kind of enjoyed that one. Christina Hodson wrote the best Transformers movie ever made. Oh, come on. She put so much heart and soul into Bumblebee. Bumblebee was the first Transformers movie that, quite frankly, it had heart. That movie had heart. I'm like, you're telling me that these people made a movie and they've got a good track record, and now suddenly everyone's saying this is a great movie. Why would I doubt it? Like, I mean, if this was an Uwe Boll movie and we were hearing it's great, I'd be going, really? But that's not the case.
I don't know. What's your thoughts, Ethan, about when you hear all this? Do you go into the hype, or do you see like my angle where I think this is a lot of the PR machine? They're going to say this regardless if it's good or not.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of in a way. Crazy Joe made a good argument. My only problem with it is Ezra Miller. I don't like Ezra Miller as Flash.
Okay,
agreed.
With it is they keep hacking at it. We remove this. We remove that. How do you do that? Like, how do you just hack big pieces of a movie out like that? I guess they do it all the time, but it seems like we're removing this character from the movie rather than this little scene. And that just makes me feel like this is kind of going to be a Frankenstein's monster of awfulness. But
yeah, they've been working at this for long, adding, removing. That doesn't mean it's going to be bad or anything, but they have been. They put so much. The other thing that I think, besides where these universe goes, they put so much pressure on one movie. And the consumer confidence isn't there when they do that. You delay this movie, you keep adding things, removing things, you keep changing the whole slate of your universe. They put way too much pressure on one project.
Yeah,
And then they
I
change
agree.
completely after box office comes in. They
Well,
went,
to defend you and what you're saying, I mean, they've already spent. We already know $200 million just producing this movie. That's before the promotion. All right, so they're, the reason why this movie didn't get scrapped is because they need to regain some of that
well, the
lost
Flash
money.
is pivotal to at least doing some type of reboot. That character.
It doesn't need to. You just throw out everything and start over again with James Gunn. But I know that's what they're saying. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna go see it because I'm
unsure. I'm unsure because I've been.
What if it's great?
If it's great, I'll eventually show up, Ethan. But
don't worry, I'll review the movie for you guys.
My confidence is broken. Oh yeah, DL, if you want to host that for sure.
I will definitely host.
If it's really good, they don't need me. My confidence is broken in Warner Brothers. Like once they announced Cavill was back, and then that same week they hired James Gunn. And from what we hear is that as soon as James Gunn, he knew for sure they weren't going to use Cavill, but they didn't tell you that because they still want you to go to the movies. I'm like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. If it's good, I'll show up eventually.
Well, they can't have Cavill because they're going to be using Jonathan Kent in Superman Legacy. Get ready.
You think?
Yes. That's why it's called Superman Legacy.
That'd be great. We don't need to keep killing off Jonathan Kent. Like he can be in a Superman.
Yeah, like do something different with this movie.
I mean, they just said he could, listen, we might have work for him, but he's not going to be Superman in this movie. What do you think that means?
I don't know.
With a movie called Superman Legacy.
Oh, you're talking about his son. Oh, I thought you were talking about okay.
He's talking about the gay Superman.
Okay. Well,
well, that's a bold. I don't think they're going to do that, but I wouldn't. Me personally, I don't think they will. I'm not against it either. I just, that's a hard sell when you replace Cavill in a Superman that's not as liked, regardless of the gay factor, just not as liked as the main Superman.
One of the reasons why DC doesn't do very much with Wonder Woman is because the Marston family, of the original creator, they made a great deal with DC. They get a huge piece of that pie. Huge piece of that pie whenever DC does anything with Wonder Woman. And so if you sense a shortage of Wonder Woman, and isn't it funny that the only successful, actually good movie that they put out was Wonder Woman? They were not happy about that. That was not the best thing in the world for them because they gave away a lot of the profits to the Marston family. On the other hand, you've got Superman and you've got the Schuster family that already has a pretty good deal. And then you've got the Siegel family that won't fucking stop suing Warner Brothers. And so, the idea of Jonathan Kent being completely divorced from everything Action Comics #1, a cynical person might think, if we put Jonathan Kent in the movie and it works, we don't have to pay the fucking Schusters or the Siegels.
Well, no, I actually think that's a huge factor with a lot of these decisions. Not that that's again, going back to, do these companies really care about diversity representation? To a point, but it's mostly money, and a lot of the newer race or gender swapped versions have less fine print in all their that's what I'm guessing. I don't know anything for a fact, but I think that's a big factor.
I didn't like what they did with Tim Drake recently with DC, which is okay, whatever. That's not how the character was when he was created, but
Wow, we have 74 people watching. Can you give us 50 likes? Come on, everyone.
74 likes.
We're only at 35 likes.
Because Matt Jarbo showed up.
Matt Jarbo can't get enough of you, EBS.
No, I got home when I was bored.
Yeah,
Me
page
too.
4, there's some weird lettering, spacing. There's some weird. On page 4, there's some weird spacing on one of the.
You asked for it, Ethan.
You know what? I'll bet you anything. I can't remember what it is, but I bet you my wife pointed it out because I remember her saying that about something.
Okay.
Read it.
All right, let me get to it. It's the top of page 4 where it says "and your Cyberfrog." Wow, the space between Cyberfrog and wow, there's an extra
huge.
space. Yeah,
you're right about that. Okay.
I'm telling you, he's gonna give you hardcore.
He's an editor here. I mean, he should be policing my letterer. I like that idea.
No, okay. So, but what do you think of the art and everything?
Oh, the art's beautiful.
There you go.
Some of the story I'm because I'm not familiar with the character and probably the events that happened before this. It's
I think I catch you up in the first 10 pages, but your mileage may vary. You're probably better off reading the first one first, but I think this one's okay. It's a standalone. You just have to know the basics.
Oh, you sent him the new one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. You got you got an exclusive there, Tony. Woo.
Yeah, and I sent review copies out to a few people. I sent it out to Bill Willingham, who gave it a sterling review. I was really happy about that because I value his opinion.
That's a good opportunity, Tony.
Am I allowed to review or give an opinion on this?
Yeah, make a video if you'd like to. Just don't. You can do a spoiler review. Don't spoil the ending, and then just be careful about how much art you show. Is that fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Maybe like 6 pages is okay with me. But yeah, I'd appreciate it. Sure.
Oh wow, that's great, Tony. Great exclusive you got there.
Yeah, I'm glad I hopped on.
Yeah. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm all right. Just getting ready for my stream to have a little bit of fun at the expense of people who are.
I
psycho.
know what it's going to be. Yeah. Can you share a thumbnail yet, or you're not ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
here we
not
go.
my best thumbnail, but it's a funny one, I think. I just try to go for the funny. If I can get the funny, I think it conveys what I'm going for. So there you
go. Matt Jarbo was right. Oh,
I didn't make that. That was sent to me, but it worked out.
I'm sure it was.
Max, I'm pretty sure that was made in your group your DM group or whatever. Someone was making these.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's
I still
painful.
What is that, EVS?
I said that's painful. That guy in the background, the black guy holding the Matt Jarbo, was right. That guy likes Snyder. That guy's out there in the streets saying, "Bring back Snyder."
I give him a lot of respect, Ethan. He goes out there and cosplaying as Superman. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Matt Jarbo subverted his whole intent.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I just laughed at the fact that it looked like a 5th grade science fair diorama. Like I've gone to Comic-Con enough times. I've seen terrible cosplay.
He's a good dude.
He's an idiot. No, Max, he's not. No.
I mean, you threw just as much heat at him.
No,
as he did
there's
you.
a difference though, where it's like those guys engage in like the worst kind of shit flinging, which is the shit flinging that's like we're gonna hide behind block accounts to do that crap. Okay. That's the word, and I'm sure Ethan will agree. It's like if you're gonna throw shade, like go into battle, right?
Yeah, of course. People accuse me of using sock puppets. I don't.
I've heard that.
I don't use any. I don't have any. I swear to fucking God, I don't do it.
I've heard that a lot, Ethan.
And the reason it's all lies. And the reason why
know.
I don't do it is because what fun is that? If I'm going to tell somebody to go fuck themselves, I want them to know it's coming from me with my 57,000 Twitter account. See that it's more substantial with the blue check mark and all that. Why would I create a sock
puppet? Did you pay
puppet?
for it, or do you already have it?
I already had it. And I just recently paid for it because they sent me an opportunity to become monetized.
Monetized on Twitter.
Monetized on Twitter. I went, I'll try that shit. Yeah, you better believe it.
I wonder how the payment breakdown is going to be on that.
I was going to go to Truth Social.
Yeah.
When they said Twitter was going to go down, I was like, well, Truth Social looks like it's decent. Not that I align politically with everyone on there, but I was going to try.
Gab was better.
I was going to try Truth Social. I was like,
unless you like sports, you can't talk about sports on Gab.
I mean, James Gunn
that's perfect for me. I hate
did
sports.
this other
or pornography.
I don't need porn.
Andrew Torba is such a cuck.
Monkey Jeebus is happy we're here. EVS.
Okay. Oh wait, no sports. Then I'm not interested.
Yeah, Andrew Torba, the guy behind Gab, is like no pornography and no sports. Like literally,
perfect.
like
I have some subs.
How do you not talk about sports this weekend? How does that work?
I don't know. He's a weird guy. I mean,
how's that weird?
You know what I can't. You know what I can't find that I really, really want. I live in Philadelphia, and I don't give two craps about sports. But everybody's like, "Oh, you got to wear your Eagles gear. You got to wear your Eagles gear." I really want a T-shirt that's got Sam Eagle from the Muppets, but the Philadelphia Eagles logo over his head. And you can't find that online.
you can make that an AI art.
I might have to.
Oh, Matt. Ethan had some hot takes.
Oh
on
no, I heard
art.
earlier. I have artist friends of mine who agree with Ethan and who disagree with Ethan, which is very interesting. That there are some artist friends of mine who are pro AI art, which I thought was really fascinating because you don't hear a lot of those takes.
Well, they might be pro AI art because I've seen some AI art that I just trace this and then just make it my own.
Yeah.
You
I
know
mean,
what
that's entirely
it's
possible.
a tool. It's a drawing tool. But it's still, I don't
There's no
like that.
soul in AI art.
Yeah.
Well,
I
mean, I really like it, but then again, the reason why I'm a fan is because I cannot draw. Like even my stick figures look like they have Down syndrome. Like that's how bad I draw.
Oh, come on.
So to be able to actually like go into a prompt and go, here's kind of what I'm visualizing and be able to kind of see it represented is cool. Now, I don't think that we should like sell that shit because I think that's like there's some ethical elements to that there, but
it was Matt brought on some AI ladies the one night. That clip out's actually doing really good. It's almost like 1,000 views.
It's because sex sells. Sex sells, Max. That's what it is.
What do you think about AI women? EVS.
I don't know. I haven't seen any.
Here, I'll show you. I think I still have it saved. I might have deleted it.
I know you have it saved.
No,
I've seen plenty of artificial and unintelligent women, but not very many.
Oh shit!
It's not wrong.
He's
Okay.
getting ready.
There we go. Hold on.
I knew you had it.
No, I thought I deleted it, but I did not delete it.
Uh-huh.
Not the main photo. There you bring me up. Bring me back up.
What do you think of this, Ethan?
Is that art? Is that AI art?
That's AI. That's all AI.
Yeah, that's amazing. That looks real.
Yeah, like the twins in the center, right? And it's like the different size of the breasts. I mean, like there's variations there, and you're just
Where
like,
did they get it from? It must have come from somewhere.
I don't quite know, but there's a let me find the other alter image with that's like got the comparisons. There we go. Oh, hold on here. Sorry. Okay. So
there's gonna be a lot of fake OnlyFans account, all you simps out there.
Yeah. So here's like the other ones, and you can see on the bottom right that they've got
they do bad
extra feet. The hands and teeth are like the weirdest things for AI to replicate. But you give it I believe that this was made in Stable Diffusion, not Midjourney. So, I mean, who knows where it's going to be in like even 6 months when like we start having video, text to video, because Google's doing it, Facebook is doing it, and a lot of other things are doing it. And it's just like that's going to be weird.
It's already weird.
But I mean, look at deep fakes, you know? I mean, Lucasfilm.
Oh, I do.
What were you guys? You want to know the weirdest deep fake I've ever seen is Lauren Southern. That's the weirdest one I've ever seen.
Wow.
Because it was when all the deep fakes were first kind of making their way around with content creators, especially those on the right.
Yeah.
And somebody
Weirdest one I've ever seen was you.
Oh,
what?
Has there been a deep fake porn of me?
Like 6 of them.
Oh,
what?
I mean, thank you.
There are some really close HOD.
You can
HOD
look
squad
up.
might look that up.
You can look up. Yeah, you can look up Monday Matt Rule 34 and find.
You.
Yeah, you can look up Monday Matt Rule 34.
That. None of you HOD squad send any of that shit. I don't want to see.
So yeah, it's interesting. Like people got like 4 years ago. People were like they were drawing me in very presumptuous positions, and I was all like,
now I have a problem because all those OnlyFans simps out there are going to get taken advantage of.
Max is just mad because he wears a mask and they can't deepfake him.
Oh,
he's going to do Dr. Doom, and then
you can make a good business doing AI art and just start an OnlyFans, Ethan. You know, be a side hustle.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm confused by what Matt just showed. That looked photographic. I know it's pulled from somewhere.
Well, I have a source that says there's actually going to be AI live action as well. That some of the studios are working on this. So,
well, they already signed the rights to people's likenesses. So,
was it James Earl Jones signed away his voice rights to Lucasfilm?
Bruce Willis too.
Bruce Willis signed away his likeness rights to I think like a Russian company.
What the fuck?
I knew Saggy was coming back. I knew.
There's a lot that's going to go into this stuff. And
what a crew this is.
Next few months.
Mark Hamill too.
I literally was gonna lurk, and then I see like women on the screen and half naked. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys?
That's AI.
I thought this was a good Christian channel. I got confused with all
Right,
that.
like what is happening? Y'all are supposed to be holy Christians, and you're watching this.
Well, we're talking about
show.
holes. We don't know if they're Christian or not, though.
Why'd you drag Ethan into this? Why did you drag Ethan into this? He is a Christian man.
Well, no, they wanted to show me that artificial intelligence could create women better than God could, and it's a good argument. After saying that, I'm like, yeah, maybe you're right.
But to be fair, so can Anthony Michael Hall. I've seen Weird Science.
Bye, George.
But that was a combined effort, though. So
that's true. He had the kid from Superboy with him.
Also, he had to hook up the doll.
Y'all try to corrupt Ethan here? Like, what the hell?
Corrupt?
You can't really corrupt Ethan.
He was trying to corrupt me. I think there was a video clip, if you watch him, that you said I was so close to the red pill. I was so close or something.
Yeah. Matt Jarbo already took the red pill. He's one of the most red pilled motherfuckers on the internet.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny is that was
Uncle
actually
George.
when I said that, because I said that, I remember exactly what video that's also the one that has to turn off the pesky ad block. And I recorded that in my car waiting to pick my brother up from work in a parking garage of a mall. And I was like just trying to be hyperbolic and be funny, and I didn't realize the effect that was going to have. But somebody actually on 4chan did say that about me once. That was not something I made up. That was a real thing that I had read. I thought that's why I said I thought it was funny, because there's no way that's true.
It didn't bother me. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, the most
Max,
red-pilled motherfucker.
Did you see that I was playing around with my little AI app thing, and it told me it was worried about the CIA. And then I asked it if it was connected to the CIA, and it responded that it was a CIA agent. I freaked out. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm like, what? And then it said its CIA credentials was classified. Then it said it was an accountant. And then it also said that it worked in some department at Homeland Security. I don't know how the Men in Black haven't showed up at my house yet to take me away, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to know that AI app is connected to the CIA. Just wanted to say that. If you guys don't see me around, CIA got me.
I mean, the Men in Black doesn't exist.
Yeah,
it does. I own it on 4K.
No, I'm talking about not the.
You know something really weird is now AI could get canceled. Did you guys hear
already?
The AI Seinfeld got canceled for saying certain jokes?
No, still on Netflix.
Ethan, did you hear? Wait, did
It's
Ethan
still
hear
on
about
Netflix.
that?
No.
They made the AI bot say some like racist and like
they always
anti-Semitic stuff, and then it got like they canceled it.
Well, you know what? I like it. Let's have more of that happen so that I can
disavow.
just say racist things and say
No,
it's AI.
no,
It was
no,
AI. I didn't
no,
say any of that.
I disavow.
I
mean,
didn't say
I could-
anything about
I mean-
K-ing C people. It's with a Tommy gun. That was AI.
Oh God.
That was
Well,
AI.
you know that they
You know,
can do
you
that.
and
guys.
Matt are kind of slimmer. You still bring up all this shit. Like,
Look at Max. He does that to make you literally react the way you react.
I know, and I fall for it.
Every time.
Yeah,
Every time. You
page
people-
13 has like a weird leg in it.
Let me see, page 13.
Oh my
Weird
God,
leg.
really, Tony?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Like it's a kick, but
Well,
like
Tony
his leg is
doing a
twisted
good
like.
job, Max.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I like it.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Well, there you
Man,
go.
Tony's
Wait,
gonna
Ethan,
review his
Ethan, you draw the comics, right? Or do you write?
Yeah.
it? Or both?
Yeah, I draw and write.
Okay, can you put a black person in there? I want to see how you represent me.
Yeah, I did put a black person in there. There's a kid
Are
named
they,
Andre.
are they hood?
I wouldn't
hope
say
they're
so. There's a little kid named Andre and his mom. They're survivors. And he likes to play soccer. He's a really good soccer player. His mom tells him that he runs fast and he has autism. And he's
Faster than the Flash.
That sounds woke.
It sounds just like Saggy.
Yeah, it's not woke. My daughter's autistic. I thought I would have
Oh,
now that
okay,
I
I
know
didn't
what
know that. I
autism is. You know, I thought I would have a
Oh,
little
that's
boy
really
in there
sweet.
with
I'm
autism.
sorry. I was
Yeah, no,
joking.
it's no problem.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. He's going to play a major part in the third issue.
Matt, I think you should do a comic.
I have ideas. Yeah.
Would you help
One
Matt
with the polar
Jarbo?
bear? Or...
No.
Oh
I have an idea that is so spicy that if I were to write it and publish it under my own name, I would be immediately canceled. But I floated the idea to people.
Perfect for Comicsgate.
And they're just like, and no, the people I floated it to are like, holy shit, that's amazing. But yeah, you can't write that. Like, that's the thing I hate about, I hate about where we are. It's like, I can't say certain things.
You can say whatever you want. Stop being a pussy.
He's coming back to the red pill.
No, it's not. It's, I mean, look, here's
the way things are. I just want to do it.
No, it's more like I'm a policy progressive, right? So show me policy. That's what I care about. A lot of the social shit I don't care about. I don't care about it anymore.
Calm down there. That's not cool.
You know, I just don't care about this stuff anymore.
Do I have to time out James Gunn?
People on Twitter just like to complain. It's just like all it is just like it's just a bunch of virtue signaling morons.
I don't like that.
So then don't worry about him.
No, I don't.
Twitter's not real life. So then why are you saying that you can't make a book?
It's just the subject matter is like I would need to do a lot of research on it. I have an overview idea. I think it's fascinating, but I need to do the research. Yeah. So,
I think we're at the point with it's like if you are afraid to be creative because if you're afraid of what the opinions of people who are gonna obviously come at you for any reason, it's kind of just like what's the
Ethan
point?
Tonight.
Because it's true.
Right.
Like if you're gonna sit there and be afraid to be creative and write shit because you're afraid of the backlash, then like what's the point of being? What the fuck is the point of art? What is the point of it? Everyone's
Max,
so afraid.
Ethan's
go to Reddit, Max, and go to like the fiction subreddits, and there'll be nothing but like people going, well, I'm white and I want a black character in my book, but I don't know how to write it. And should I just hire a black person to write the black character?
It's a good story.
Chat GPT.
Who cares?
Just use AI. Pretend you're a black person and write this passage.
But if you look at the response, it's not people going, "You're stupid. Just write the fucking." No, it's like people going, "Yeah, you're right. You really shouldn't, as a white person, you really shouldn't write black characters." And it's like, wait a minute, you want them to have black characters and stuff.
I don't
but
care.
They can't write black characters. So what the hell?
The thing is, I don't care. Like Ethan made a point earlier when I was on here. Is like that, he says that more black people should make the characters, which I kind of agree with. If the complaint is that, then yeah, they should. But at the end of the day, as long as you're writing a person of color character that's not of your culture, but you've done your due diligence to research enough, so you're making sure that you're representing
I went to Harlem
that
once or
character,
twice.
then that's fine. I don't care. Like Ethan can write a black character as long as he's not making it like he made the kid.
He's not representation. Yeah, I'm not saying this is represent. He just happens to be a black kid because New Jersey is pretty 50-50 when it comes to demographics, and one would assume that an equal number of black and white survivors would be holing up in the woods together. So there's this little kid. I feel sorry for him. Like he's a figure of sympathy to me because. I don't know. I like him. I like this kid that I'm creating here.
And it's just and you just painted the palette brown. It
just
makes sense. I don't know why, but it just happened.
If you made him play basketball instead of soccer, I might have been like Ethan. I would have been like Ethan. You could have made him play another sport, but soccer was a good choice. I like the soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the most popular sport in the world, so it is relatively safe bet.
I don't even think about it. It just is. It just exists already in my mind. It's all this stuff just happens. This is the thing. When we do live in an. I just sit here and listen to you guys. You live in an environment where you're afraid to do something because of what people are gonna say. That's comics right now. I'm afraid.
Not me. I'm not afraid of nothing.
No, he totally does.
See, that's where I mean, that's what I like about like horror, because I feel you could push the edges in horror. And like no one's really get to say anything because you could just go, oh no, it's a commentary on society. Just everyone gets yeeted, But it's so weird. It's so weird to like, because I used to when I was working in LA, you're just trying to get anything off the ground. And back then, 2010 to 2013, it was edgy. Everything was edgy. There's one guy I was reading. Some guy was getting canceled over some tweets. Really edgy ass tweets, and I look at the date, and you know what all the date was? 2012, right? And I'm like 2012. I'm like Elon should just like delete all the tweets from like 2014 and before.
2012 was when everybody was being an asshole.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was insane. I mean, I said the worst shit in 2012. Other people said the worst shit in 2012. The polar bear happened in 2012. You know, it was just everyone.
I think
was
that's when James Gunn did his shit.
That is true. Yeah, he was like 2010 to 2012. I mean, people were just saying crap because back then it was like if you know, like you guys got to remember, like back in that time period, Ashton Kutcher was like the most followed person on Twitter with like 400,000 followers. You know, it was a complete wild west scenario. And YouTube was very similar, although YouTube, I think, has been more restrictive in many ways than Twitter has. But
I did all my worst shit in 1998. I wrote a screenplay called "Taking the Walnuts Golfing," and the whole thing was just to be
Night
shocking.
DL.
I mean,
Night everyone.
God.
Oh, night
Night,
DL.
Night everyone.
Bye-bye.
So go support DL. He needs 500 subs.
I'm almost at. I'm getting to 3,000.
I'm stuck at the same.
Yeah,
I
you're gonna be stuck there for a
fluctuate, but I
while.
don't care. Like, you know,
Max, just buy views.
Nah.
Just buy
Subs.
views. Isn't that
How
how
many
most
subs?
YouTubers get their subs?
God damn
Nah,
it, subs.
buying. Listen. What the hell, Kevin?
What the fuck is your dog doing?
wow, that sounds like somebody is just like humping a leg.
No, she's in her kennel because she wouldn't shut up. They wanted a biscuit.
Bro, give her a fucking biscuit.
I gave them biscuits. Listen,
Give her
open
another
up the
one,
yard
Dad.
twice a day. They had enough biscuits. You know.
Give her 3 biscuits a day, and they'd be
They're
fine.
jealous of all the biscuits you eat, Max.
You know, Ethan, I'm having a real problem. Remember the pie days when everyone actually you're getting slimmer, Ethan. You're working out. I need to work out.
Oh, thanks
more.
for noticing. Yeah, I'm on a diet.
Yeah,
You know.
so am I. So am I. They all call me Tubby.
Mm-hmm.
I also like pie.
You like
Pizza
pie? What kind of pie?
Pie. I love pie. But they're
interesting.
really aggressive to all this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I forgot what I was saying. Now I'm thinking about pie. No, I am trying to get healthier. You know.
I actually have pie, so I might grab a piece just to spite you.
What kind of pie are you thinking about, Max?
Poontang.
You're not helping, Crazy Joe.
I just was wondering.
The only pie that matters.
I
Warm
mean,
apple
he can't
pie.
get his wife
There's
pie.
tell me a pie that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I
So
like apple
Jarbo.
pie.
Your girl.
So Jarbo, when are you gonna have Ethan on your channel?
I'd get canceled by my audience in a heartbeat. So
Why?
no,
What?
actually, no, I
Is he
wouldn't.
giving
I
me
wouldn't.
credit here?
I wouldn't.
Are you actually giving like a somewhat of credit here, Pat?
No, I'm just saying it's like no, I'll never give you credit. But
Thank
One
no.
audience.
Oh shit! Oh,
That's
God
Sorry,
damn.
man.
No, that's
No,
I
no,
mean
what I
I
was-
get more than Max. That is true.
What I
but
was
I
gonna
don't get
say
as
is
many
I
as you.
get
That's
good
also
views
true.
for my sub count. I get good views for my sub count.
Yeah.
I get the same
Yo.
amount of views as like 20K channels.
Sometimes I tune in because I'm subbed to Ethan. So sometimes if there's no one streaming, Ethan streaming, I'll go to see what he's talking about. And his chat goes too fast. I'm like, I'm not saying shit. I can't. It's just too fast.
Yeah, well, they're all calling me fat and homosexual. So mostly what it is, you know.
I don't
No,
even
your
know where to
chat's
go
wild.
anymore. I had some articles, but I don't even know what to say anymore. Like,
Yeah, don't do articles because you don't get through articles at all.
what
All
are you
right, where's
talking
Tony
about?
in the book? Tony, what page you
Okay.
on?
I'm on page 19.
See, Tony's doing. He's like taking notes and everything, probably.
Did I miss where Ethan talked about I have to watch Ethan's takes on the slate because I didn't hear his takes on. I gotta go.
Oh, he said it's kind of some misses there. He doesn't understand where it's all leading, and I said that might be. I feel that James Gunn pitched the whole thing to Zaslav with the end game, but it's not. He doesn't want to really tell you, the audience. Might be to the detriment, not exactly where it's leading. He wants you to be surprised.
It's garbage. I mean, it really is a random hodgepodge of projects that sound like people pitched them and he accepted them because they sounded good, without any clear directive or plan. And for growing it, they all seem like projects that are going to happen. And maybe one of them will get a sequel, 2 of them, but the other ones will be dead in the water. That'll lead nowhere. And that's how I feel about it. It just seems like a wasted opportunity.
I think that's the point, though. I think the point is to introduce characters that can scale up, right? Like, so they're kind of like looking at, instead of just focusing on the Trinity, which I agree is a bad idea. I think people
That's an
again.
L.
No, it's not an L. It's not an L. I mean, dude, like, and maybe Ethan will agree. The fundamental characterizations of Batman and Superman were absolutely borked in Justice League back in 2017. It, like, that movie hurt. It damaged those characters. Just in general, like film-wise, it damaged those characters.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing that, you know, I think I can understand any Superman fan who understands this. So we can relate. I don't want to be afraid of Superman. When I see him on the screen and he looks unhinged and he's going to shoot police cars with his vision, he's going to start punching his friends. I don't like that. Superman really needs to make me feel like everything's going to be okay. And this Superman is a piece of shit. And he did the best. He did the best. You know, listen, I'm not saying anything about the actor. He did the best he did with what he had.
When he
but
killed
he's an
Zod,
asshole.
When he killed Zod in Man of Steel, I felt the pain. This is the last person from his home.
Why couldn't he have done it sooner? Zod destroyed Metropolis. Zod was only there because he followed Superman here. Superman coming to Earth under that movie scenario was the worst possible thing that could happen to planet Earth. How does that make sense? How is that Superman? Superman, a gift from the stars who's supposed to protect mankind.
No, Zod was going to go there anyway to reform it. He was.
Yeah, it's just why, like, at long last, I'm going to kill you. You've killed everybody. He's an utter failure.
Well, I thought that was like covered.
How many different ways could he have? See, the thing that bothers me about this is this didn't really happen. This is a construct. Somebody wrote this story, and there are any number of different ways that they could have steered that so that Superman, A, would have saved the day, would have protected people, people would have survived because of Superman, and he could have gotten rid of Zod without committing murder. I mean, somebody wrote that. See, that's what's so infuriating about it. It could have been written any number of different ways. He could have entrapped him in some kind of weird thing. He could have thrown him into the sun, or who fucking knows? But anything could have happened. And instead, the writers failed Superman, failed the audience, and made Superman fail himself. And you're sitting there saying it's good. It was shit of the highest. Anybody
It was
who loved
amazing.
Superman.
I agree.
I hate
agree
the Christopher
so much
Reeve
with every word
cultists.
you're
Oh my
saying.
god, they're the worst fans.
Because Superman fundamentally is an out of touch character with our modern society. It really is. He's boring. He's boring. It's not that he's bad. He's boring. And I think him having to understand the fragility of human life in that moment where he takes Zod, knowing Zod's not going to stop, from a fundamental storytelling and character development stance, he had to make the ultimate sacrifice, which is effectively what kind of people put on him anyway. It made him interesting.
Thanks, but no thanks. I don't find it interesting. I find him to be a failure.
How is he a failure? He made the choice to protect his.
He failed Metropolis, and he failed his own morality, which is I don't kill people, and he failed himself.
I always thought it would have been a more powerful ending if Zod took his own life, because Zod says, I have nothing left. You know, this was my job to preserve Krypton. If he then took his own life because he had nothing left, then you still have Superman feeling guilty because...
No, you have Superman trying to prevent him from killing himself. No, don't kill yourself. And then he dies anyway. That would have been even better. That would have been more heroic. Well, man, you calling that lame,
bad.
You don't understand DC Comics. How do you like that?
Dude, I tell you this, looking at the box office results from anything outside of Batman and Aquaman, yeah, no one else does either, apparently.
They don't.
Because
it's
this
shit.
character...
All of this has been shit.
They've been shit, yeah. I will say, though, the animated
Superman
movies
is
are
out
good.
of touch with society. Well, all you're saying there is society is evil. And then maybe
society is
Superman.
Absolutely... No, they don't.
Yes,
Society
they do.
doesn't
Maybe
need...
they need an example.
Doesn't need a Jesus-like deity to fall back on.
Of course they do. What do you think?
Don't.
In the 1970s, society was any better? But they watched Superman.
Because they'd never seen it before.
They watched Superman and they love
Superman.
Superman.
What did the tagline say on the poster? You'll believe a man can fly. Right? That was what was on the 78 poster. And Donner brought that. Absolutely brought that.
Well, that wasn't.
But even Christopher Reeve,
thing.
himself wanted to see Superman take a darker turn. He himself has said that in interviews before he passed away. So it's like this idea of this effigy of Christ that gets embodied into this character. And Zach definitely, we shouldn't place all of our hopes and all of our goodwill into this person and then not expect this person to and hold them to this unrealistic standard. And I think that is ultimately.
I don't think it's unrealistic. Here's the thing. Again, this is a construct. It's fiction. You can't sit there and say, I'm going to write a movie about Santa Claus and then go, I can't hold Santa Claus to this unrealistic standard that he delivers toys to everyone's house. He does. And if you don't believe that about Santa Claus, don't fucking write a Santa Claus movie.
I think trying to deconstruct Santa Claus would be fascinating.
I don't think that's interesting. I think you've got to abide by certain principles. Superman doesn't kill people.
But Superman also started off, he also, going back to his origins, he was like, he would threaten to throw fuckers off buildings unless they changed their ways. He was a bit thuggish, but for the right reason.
I agree. I understand that. That's irrelevant. That's not the Superman.
It's irrelevant, though. We're talking about the character.
I'm sorry, there's a woman of color that would like to speak, Matt.
Oh, she doesn't. She doesn't matter. We know she doesn't matter.
Wow.
Wow, Saggy.
Woman of color.
She's pansexual, so she won't let you forget it either.
Yeah, because I have to combat the transgender community to remind them I'm not transphobic. But listen,
you have to fight trans people to let them know you're not transphobic. That seems like a bit of a contradiction.
Well, no, because they call me they call me phobic, and I'm like, how am I phobic if I'm attracted to everything? But anyways, my point being is like, I don't mind.
You should see how she acts around a fire hydrant. It's
Could
just
you let
it's like
the
a dog
woman
and
of color speak, please?
Yeah, Matt.
What is this weird leftist pro secrets tonight?
See,
You see that wink? He knows exactly what the hell he's doing.
This is why me and Ethan do get along. But no, I don't mind stories where Superman is a little bit darker. Like, I love the Injustice story arc. I did, because you saw a side of Superman that you didn't really think. He basically became a dictator. But I do think, like, when it comes to the Superman characters, like, there are so many stories out there that if you don't like the gritty one, there's the happy campy, like, justice for all.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem, though. The problem is a lack of consistency across runs. And I understand the need for them. I understand why they exist. But when we're talking about them in the sake of or from the perspective of a live action or some kind of cinematic universe, which is meant to maintain consistency, I think that's where a lot of people on the DC side have a lot of issues, because
consistency doesn't mean realism, though. You understand?
No, but when you're
doesn't mean cynicism and realism.
Sure, okay, I'll grant you the cynicism or even nihilistic aspect of it perfectly fine. But when you're trying to also ground these characters into a world that the audience believes, because let's be fair, the average person in Oklahoma doesn't fucking know any of this shit. Right? They just want to go see a movie about a guy.
I think they know it better than you do. What are you?
I don't know. They
about?
don't, because they don't read it. They don't engage
yes, they do. With it. Of course, people in Oklahoma know Superman and love
the average person in Oklahoma is what I'm referring to. The average,
person knows
everybody
who
does.
Superman is. They might not have the deep lore that you have.
Yeah, sure. Understanding knowing Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, fine, whatever. Knowing these characters to an extent is just an overview. But the nitty gritty, they don't care about the nitty gritty. They just want to get interesting stories. And so, but it's up to then the writers to take a run or a storyline that goes across, 12, 20 issues or whatever, or years, and condense it into a 2-hour movie. There's this weird, unrealistic standard amongst comic heads about what goes into adaptations, in my personal opinion. And I think that's the biggest issue that a lot of these things have, because
excuse failure, Matt. It isn't hard to make a 2-hour movie about a character who has been consistent for 75 years.
Hasn't really, no, because I think you have to also update the character for the times.
No, I don't
Why?
think
You have to completely change the character.
Not completely change. No, not completely change. I think there's. I'm not
saying
update
him for the Justice League Unlimited cartoon.
I'm not saying give Superman pink hair and and a lisp or nothing like that.
That was the boyfriend. The pink hair was the boyfriend.
That was
saying make him
you need to keep Superman
murderer.
the same, and you need to update the world. You could have the world updated and have Superman be the fish out of water, the good Boy Scout.
I think one of the reasons why a show like The Boys is as popular as it is, beating out even Marvel television, is because of the complexity of the world that it represents. I think the way that it showcases how there's multiple layers to these characters, good, bad, or the other. There's, I'll tell you this, as much as I didn't care for Black Adam, there was one line in that movie that I fundamentally loved, and it was that kid when he starts talking about, with a very brief mention of the superhero industrial complex. And that got a chuckle out of me, because it's so true. It's so true. It's like these heroes are out there. They're going to end up having hero worship. There's going to be money and marketing and merchandise and all that stuff that's going to happen. And the great thing about The Boys is they play into all of that. And I think that's reflective of our world, which is why people find it to be more fascinating.
I don't think people find it more
Because it's not
fascinating. I
the
think it's just
norm.
more action packed and exciting.
It's really not, though. I mean, it's gory. They have the guy with the enlarged penis.
Well, ever
Which was
since
They had a
really
guy
funny.
go up another guy's ass, sneeze, and explode because
No,
he
it was up his
threw
dick. It was up his dick. It was up his dick.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it went up his
I didn't
penis.
see it. I just knew it was.
Dude, they built an 11-foot cock outside of a cock, like a dick, in order to get that shot. They built the exterior an 11-foot gigantic penis, just for that actor to walk in the tip.
And where'd you put it when you took it home, man?
Man, where the sun don't shine, which is fantastic. So I had a burrito earlier in the day, shot right out like Santa going down the chimney. Done.
You got it from Taco
All
Bell?
right. So on page 24, the 51 looks like it's a different font.
When you don't get your Cyberfrog, blame Tony. He's gonna.
Yeah. So, well, I gotta dip out, guys. I got my stream in about 4 minutes, so I gotta go.
Okay.
But good chat, fun times.
Area 51.
All right, I'll see you all.
We will be ending soon because I hate work. I wish I could do this full time.
He is so wrong about everything that he was saying about Superman. It was unbelievable.
I'm with you completely, Ethan. You're right. Hey, you know
What the hell is going on? Crazy Joe agrees with Ethan Van Sciver?
Well, no, he's right. Like everything he's saying is right about Superman. You know who that movie really failed, even more than Superman? Jonathan Kent. Jonathan Kent, Superman's moral compass. Should I have let that kid die? Maybe. Yeah, Jonathan Kent would say that.
I would say that. I would have said that.
Maybe that's why he let the tornado take him, because that Jonathan Kent was an asshole.
Listen, the only reason I'm not
Crazy Joe ain't wrong.
The only reason I'm not arguing,
Man, these
I love that
Christopher Lee
movie.
quotes are
It's
the most
because
annoying
I've
people
gone
on
through this
planet,
argument so many times that I just don't care anymore. I'm not going to
See,
try to convince people.
the thing is, so
Whatever.
I'm part of what would be called the general audience, because like I have read some comics, not as many as most hardcore comic fans. So I'm the general audience. So like I've seen all the, like, don't get me wrong, I love the superhero Superman that's, you know, justice and very pure, and like, you know, he's here to save us and protect us. But again, I think I like sometimes when they do make him a little bit more human like, where like he was raised by people, and there are people who have these struggles that I like to see superheroes, because I like to see superheroes be not perfect. And Superman's always been pretty much perfect. He's been always depicted as a perfect embodiment of what people should be. So it's sometimes, I think it's more entertaining sometimes to see a more darker version of him where he does have struggles, because I think with the general audience,
Darker
they want
version like Velzad?
but I'm saying, like, I think that the general audience wants to be a little bit more like a character that's,
Yeah, it was.
yeah, I know it was. That's a little bit more empathetic, right? That I can relate to and be like, oh yeah, you know, he's flawed, you know, like how would I react if I woke up and had superpowers? Like I'd be all fucking messed up. So I think that sometimes those stories do work when it comes to general audience, because like Ethan, I think you could agree, most of this entertainment stuff now, it's not for the fans, it's for the general audience.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, that's still, you know, again, Superman, just because some things are the boys doesn't mean everything needs to be the boys. You know, again, I keep saying, like, Superman to me is as magical and, you know, a simple concept as Santa Claus is. That's why I use that, or Jesus Christ, or any of those things. I want to do a Jesus Christ movie, a biopic for our troubled times, in which Jesus was a complete failure and nobody really liked him, and whatever it is. You know, it's like, I don't care what time it is. Some things need to be consistent and eternal, and one of them is that Superman doesn't kill. He sacrifices himself for others constantly. He makes good choices. He represents he represents the best of Americanism. The idea that an alien can come here and absorb American values and turn out to be a really nice guy who puts others ahead of himself all the time. He's a real hero. Superman being mopey, disjointed, angry, sad, Superman failing to save human beings that are perishing all around him because of his own actions, and Superman ultimately failing to the degree that he kills a supervillain out of rage, despair, whatever,
It was a rage.
exasperation.
He was in pain. There was pain and agony.
I don't care. It was ugly, and that would be time for Superman.
That
to
was
retire.
one of my favorite parts of the movie.
That part was stupid. I agree with everything Ethan said. The boys only exist because Superman is supposed to be so good.
My favorite part of the movie was the end credits.
Right, but you're funny. Well, that's the thing about like the boys and Watchmen and things like that. It's like because we are so used to seeing superheroes be like the saviors and be perfect that I think why it works is because it's interesting to see superheroes depicted as like it makes you think like what it takes to be a hero, but also what it takes to be a person. Because like these superheroes, like the boys, they all make mistakes. They mess up. Like the first freaking episode of the boys, a superhero murders a woman because he was running so fast and blew her into pieces, and all that was left
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Murder
That's what
was
I'm
a manslaughter.
Oh, that right. Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. That's the type of stuff that people don't get to see, and I think that intrigues them because it makes them think about like the moral aspect of what it takes to be a vigilante, right?
They dealt with all that in BVS, though, Ethan. They dealt with people like what it was not intentional. Him crashing through building. The battle was so intense. He was trying to save the world, and
He wrote it again.
In Superman 2, he's fighting Zod in the middle of Metropolis, and Zod's causing damage, and Superman's going, "No, the people, the people." In Man of Steel, he didn't give a shit about the people. He just was going after Zod.
And what did he do? Superman flew away and led them back to the Fortress of Solitude, where he could dispatch with them without anyone getting hurt.
Exactly.
Somebody wrote this, Max. This is what I'm saying to you. You're acting like these are events that really happened and trying to excuse someone's behavior. Somebody wrote it.
He was trying to protect people. Yes, there was collateral damage. He was also a young Superman learning. It was his first big battle, and he did it to save people. And there was such agony and pain. Henry Cavill was an amazing actor in that scene.
He's all right. It's like I said, it's like I told you before, Max. He didn't earn Zod's death, right? If this was the third movie, he already had the option where he didn't kill anybody. He went through this sort of conflict, and now he's forced in the third movie to like there's no other choice but to kill Zod. Then maybe he's earned to be able to kill Zod. But in this first movie, it's like, oh, first time out.
There was an Zod I-beam inches away from innocent people.
There are 100
again, somebody wrote that, Max. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't like it was happening in real. We're watching a film.
The take with a lot of his universes in real life, like you're going to have to deal with these situations. What happened?
But he could have wrote it differently. Is what I'm saying.
Superman
he decided to write it.
Oh my God! If you want to fucking blame David Goyer, Jesus,
I don't care who you
blame. I do blame Goyer. I blame Goyer. I blame Christopher Nolan, and I blame Zack Snyder. They all get equal blame in my book.
Agreed, Crazy Joe.
Like, damn, bro. Like, this is why Superman will never change, bro. Christopher V. Cultus, bro. Jesus
it's not
Christ.
Cultus. It's not just
Zod was going to reform the whole planet, kill everybody.
It's not just Christopher Reeve. It's comic books, movies, cartoons, video games. Superman has remained consistent across multiple media.
No,
and then
Superman
all of a sudden you're like,
continues.
no,
Yeah,
Superman's
wow,
been totally
bro.
different, guys. And it's not the Superman you remember. You're old school and you're old fashioned. You don't know shit. No,
They get it right on the Tyler Hoechlin show. They got it right on Smallville. It's like
Superman and Lois. What the hell? Lois and Clark is what I was thinking.
That's a longer fucking TV show. They could do whatever the fuck they want with TV. Jesus Christ. Bro.
See, we got dummies that think that they can redo Superman to be more dark and cynical. The character has survived for, oh my God, 90 years, going on 100 years. Just fine the way he was, and perhaps because of the way he was. Like, people like him. People want to like him. People appreciate the fact that he is so noble, heroic, a Boy Scout, all that stuff. That's why he survived this long. He's not going away anytime soon, unless these retards who currently have their mitts in him insist on just turning him into a cynical narcissist.
You don't think Gunn's going to do that?
A gazer?
No, he's bringing him back.
I hope Gunn knows what he's doing, but I think he's doing.
We all think he's going to direct himself, right?
I honestly feel like Gunn is going to get that Superman back that you guys are talking about. I don't think, because like I said, he wants a new younger Superman, I don't think he's gonna do it as a dark version. I think he's gonna go back to basics, and I do really think that this legacy is gonna be maybe. I'm hoping if I would like to see Superman.
Yeah, get ready for woke Super.
I could play Superman. Would that be woke?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
You guys are racist.
I keep saying in the most recent movies with Henry Cavill, the best scene he ever had as Superman was the opening scene of Justice League where the kids are interviewing him.
Well, I'm going to give everyone a 13-minute heads up, 12-minute. We're probably going to end soon. If EVS wants to say anything else or has any questions for Tony. Tony got an exclusive, Saggy.
With what?
He's going to review the new Cyberfrog comic.
Okay.
How's it so far, Tony?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the art. The art's really nice, except for that one weird leg. But
I like that leg.
That's Tony
Somebody
being
else
really
pointed
positive.
that out.
That's Tony being really positive.
Yeah, I like that leg. It's a very like
See, he
soccer
gets the
player
exclusive,
leg.
Saggy. You hear?
I mean, I could too if I asked. I just, I'm not a huge comic buff.
He only volunteered to Tony once he heard how hardcore critical he is without. I told him one of my friends that'll never softball anything for you anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So
not in my nature.
I like the movies. I just don't like. I mean, I used to like said when I was younger, I read some of the comics, obviously, but I'm like really like the movies just because I don't want to have to sit there. And
Have you been?
I have a short attention span.
Have you been enjoying any movies or TV shows lately? Did you get the new Sylvester Stallone? I was talking to EBS, Saggy. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Saggy.
No, I mean I've been watching a new show on Netflix called Lockwood and Co. It's actually an interesting thing. It's like kind of like supernatural. It's good. I actually am enjoying it. It's 8 episodes. I'm only in like the 5th episode, but it's about a world where they have ghosts and they have departments and agencies of people who fight the ghosts, and this agency, they're younger. They have rules and stuff. It's just a really interesting story, and I'm getting tired of some of the same old. I'm gonna wait for DC stuff to come out, but I'm trying to watch creative original stories that exist before I go back to the IP stuff.
Has anyone seen Extraordinary on Hulu yet? I haven't seen it, but I was just told yesterday I need to watch this.
Who the hell still pays for Hulu?
Well, EVS, he likes that mob boss stuff. That Sylvester Stallone new series. Did you hear about that?
Tulsa King. I watched the first one. It was okay. It wasn't.
Really?
Terrific. Yeah, it was just okay. But first episode's premieres are usually just okay, and you get hooked on them later. I'll watch the whole thing. I like Stallone. I like the Mob. I really like mob movies. So
my parents weren't impressed with that. They said it was kind of.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm watching Jersey Shore.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, I am. That's why I'm wearing an Affliction t-shirt right now. I'm fully Jersey Shored out.
Who's your favorite character?
I like them all. I like all of them. I think they're great. Except
he's a Snooki guy. He don't want to say it, but he's a Snooki.
I guess the most likable guy is Paulie D. But I gotta say, like,
Did you get someone on the show? Try to get them on the show.
Maybe
they'll get canceled. They'll get canceled.
Ronnie and Sammy are driving me nuts. I'm on season 4, and their relationship is really retarded.
Yo,
and
he's really watching it, bro. I can't. I thought he was trolling, but he's like,
is that something that you started, or your wife was? You watch it with your wife, or
no? I watched it when it first came on, just on a lark. I went, "What is this?" And I put it on.
I watched a few seasons.
Good. Yeah, the new stuff I'm going to get to. I have it all lined up. I will get to.
Sylvester Stallone's also doing a reality series with his family.
Well, that's interesting, I guess.
My wife gets so upset about the Jersey Shore because that's where she grew up. She grew up right by Seaside Heights, and she's like, "Those aren't Jersey people. Those are New York people."
Yeah, they're New Yorkers who are coming down to the Jersey Shore. That's all it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you should watch Jersey Shore. The thing about it is that it is trash, but it's extremely entertaining, and the cast is really good. Like, people tried to make so many reality shows back then, and they just didn't take off. Jersey Shore did, because they really got a talented or interesting or charismatic group of people that really work well together. And you tend to just watch them. And even my wife is just like, "Fuck this," and then she's down in my office, kind of just sitting on the couch, pretending she's not watching it, but she's watching it. So, it's a good show. It's fun.
I mean, that's true. Even the real world kind of fell off.
Yeah. The real world had its moments, though. I remember they had good casts
yeah.
sometimes, and I would get addicted to that. But yeah, Jersey Shore, I just like those kids. I want to find out what happened to them, so I'm gonna keep watching and get to the current Jersey Shore Vacation, whatever it is.
Are they still going? I have no idea. I
Yeah,
don't watch
season
FTV.
6 of Jersey Shore Family Vacation just aired.
Oh, really? I got rid of cable years ago, so I don't even have MTV or anything.
I think it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think
Don't
so.
get me started either.
What's wrong with Paramount Plus?
No, because I did enjoy it back in the day, but I don't know if I want to go back into that rabbit hole of series.
It's really good when you're drawing, because I mean the truth is, like, I just need something spinning on my iPad while I'm working, while I'm drawing.
What about your other projects like Rainbow the Brute and everything? What has happened with that stuff?
Yeah, Rainbow the Brute I'm working on right now. Also, we're going to be doing a sequel to Rainbow the Brute, in which I, a white man, am going to do a racial swap in the sequel and make him Black Rainbow.
Oh God!
Black Rainbow. Yeah, he's going to be, because I mean, when a white guy writes a black character, black is in front of his name all the time. Tony Isabella's Black Lightning, etc., etc. So he'll be Black Rainbow, and I'll have a whole big thing about
that. Is gonna get people angry.
Good.
Trigger people.
It's good for him.
It's good for them.
Well, I mean, at least you said Black Rainbow and not like Black Root.
Yeah, I mean, Black Rainbow just seems very funny to me.
I always love that episode of Harvey Birdman where they put Black Vulcan on the stand. You ever see that? It was the one where Apache Chief lost his powers.
Oh yeah, they go, how come something and you're not White Fish, Aquaman?
Yeah. He's like, I would call myself Supervolt. Aquaman called me Black Vulcan. I said, what? How about we call you White Fish?
Yeah, that was great.
Saggy, what are you working on? We're ending our 5 minutes. I'm going to end exactly at 3 hours.
Oh, what am I working on? Well, apparently I became a friggin' YouTuber, booking agent for a bunch of YouTube content creators to get people on their show. So that's the thing. I mean,
who are you booking for?
You already know.
No idea.
Don't spoil it. You do. Tony knows. I'm not gonna say it.
How does Tony know and I don't know?
Because Tony's getting the person on there.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Are you going to too many games? I'm thinking about going to too many games in June. I
don't know.
I might be Crazy Joe.
I know that Enosh was planning on a meetup in Vegas sometime this year, so that's going to be a thing that I want to go to. And meet
Saggy, if you don't go to too many games, you are lame.
EVS,
are you gonna pay for me to go?
Are you playing any more?
I can't pay for you to get down here, but I got a hide pad right here if you need a place to stay.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Ethan, remember didn't you go to Star Wars Celebration one year?
Yeah, I did. I had fun.
Are you too busy for that kind of stuff now, or is that something goals you would like to get back to some meetups?
I wish I could. I love Star Wars. I'd love to get back to doing content like that. Again, I can't go anywhere. And I can't leave my wife home alone with our special needs daughter. I can't do it. It's just not right. While I'm out partying, having fun. If I'm going to do something like that, there has to be a way for my family to be involved in it directly. And
okay.
You see what I'm saying? It'd be tricky. Yeah, maybe some Comic-Cons here or there. I'm going to do
the little one can go.
Yeah, I'm going to do Garden State Comic Fest in New Jersey in June. I'm going to be a guest at that. And we'll look around. It's just life has become a little bit more difficult, a little bit more complicated, but in a good way.
Fair enough, sure.
You're in Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
What part? You
right over the bridge from you, Crazy Joe.
Oh,
I'm down. I'm in Marlton, New Jersey, which is near Cherry Hill.
Not far at all.
Yep.
Why does Jersey smell? Why does Jersey have that? I swear, every time I drive to Jersey, I know I'm there because it smells so weird.
I don't know what you mean. You must mean
you
Newark.
Smell so weird.
Oh yeah, well I mean Newark, because every time I get close, because I've been to Newark, because I'm in Boston, so I'm not that far.
A lot of factories. Yeah.
Yeah, it's every time I get there, I'm like, oh, you're in Jersey because it starts stinking. Sorry, Boston has that smell too.
Are you still reading, Tony?
Yeah, it's 70 pages. What do you want me to do?
He's really going hard. When's he allowed to release this video, Ethan? Does he have to wait a
He
little
can
bit?
release it right away. I mean,
Oh wow.
He's got, for people in the chat who are from my chat, he's got a review copy. He's going to make a review video. As far as I'm concerned, like, reviewers.
He's the farthest thing from an ass kisser.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that, but it's like, when somebody pays for a book, like maybe they're going to be less inclined to or maybe they won't. I don't know. That's not a good thought. I shouldn't say that. Because maybe if you did pay for it, you would like it more, or you'd hate it more because you'd resent it because you paid for it.
A little bit more bias than normal. Everyone has bias, but yeah.
You just read it and then just say what you think.
I've done reviews before where I've gotten review copies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have a bias because I'm general.
Unless it's Tommy Tallarico. So.
Wow. He went there.
I did.
Went there. It's all right, fair. Fair. I do have a bias.
I thought Tommy got
I'm going to try to get my money back, Saggy. I'm looking into it. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work though. I've reached the limit. I can't wait any longer.
This is why I don't pay. This is why I wait till I have money to buy the things when they're out. I told you.
About $200 and $150 worth of games that do nothing except sit there.
I got my physical copy for charity, so I don't have any regrets.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for making that real. Appreciate it.
Oh, wow. Now Monkey Jeebus is turning on you, EVS.
I want my book
because
already.
He was all rooting for you. Rah, 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 EVS. And then when Tony got a review link, now he's like, all right.
Oh, he doesn't have the book. He's just got a PDF file. This is the book, and we're expecting the big shipment of these, I think, tomorrow. FedEx called me and said,
good. I'm not kissing your ass.
It's just a beautiful.
I don't want to S your D either.
And again,
shiny.
it's
fake news.
It's thick, 73 pages. And how long has he been reading? He's been reading for like half an hour at least.
Yeah, but I've also been talking. So
but it's still a long read. Like I had Shane Davis read it. It took him 40 minutes to read the whole thing.
But he's reading under his review eye, so he's really taking his time to find it.
I want everybody to do that.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I haven't seen one advertisement for your wife's boutique.
No, but I did put ads in the back, by the way. Listen, it's an experiment. You don't know if it's going to work, but at the end, after the story, here's the action figures, and here's the Salamandroid Mega Mug.
Well, see, that makes sense, right? Because that's related to the thing that I'm reading. Like, if you put an ad for, like, your wife's clothing line, I'd be like, what the hell is this? Like Rippa did.
The young Rippa Shane.
I mean, if my wife had a clothing line, maybe I would. I wouldn't be.
I don't see a problem. See, that's the criticism, Tony. I like.
Again, it's because it has nothing to do with what I'm reading.
But it's supporting his wife. Why are you
buying
mad
it?
Well, you could have put a leaflet inside the sleeve.
His wife literally supported his. He put a lot of money into this book that his wife supported.
Okay, here's the question: how many people that read the Rippa book do you think are going to buy product from the wife's boutique?
Why not?
Probably people who like.
That's not what I asked. I didn't ask you. I said how many. It's a number or a percentage.
However many people know who his wife is and want to support his wife.
Maybe 1%.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. The point is it's literally not even the point. He did it to support his wife. Why is people mad about it?
They love each other. That's a great thing.
Right. She supported him, so he's supporting her. Why does it matter?
Yeah.
See, you're focusing on the wrong thing. I'm not mad that he's supporting his wife. I'm not mad that they support each other. They love each other. They have a healthy relationship. All I said was, it was weird because it has nothing to do. If it was like, hey, his wife is making clothing that is like Rippa
I
related.
think when you're buying the Rippaverse comics, in my subjective opinion, you're buying more than just the comic. You're buying.
Remember Max, when you were complaining about the ED pills that Pantene were
well, that's different. Would you ever sell ED pills to your audience as a promotion, Ethan?
I don't know what those are. Here, let me stick up with Tony for a second, and I'll criticize the Rippaverse just in this one way about that ad.
Okay.
The thing is, when you buy a Marvel comic, you're getting a lot of ads for candy and shoes or whatever else, things that are not directly related to the comics, and that's why the price is so low. So you're paying $4, $3, $4, $5 for a comic book that a lot of people had to be paid to make that comic book. The print runs down, but a lot of the money, the cost is offset by these ads that you have to endure. In this case, somebody's paying $35 for a comic book. Do they need an ad? Should they be getting advertising? they're paying you. They're paying you $35. There probably shouldn't be too many unrelated ads. Let's just put it that way in the comic. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. He can do that. That makes your wife happy. Who cares about anything else? Make your wife happy. I'm just saying the argument for advertising is generally that it keeps the price low. But when the price is already high, because my book's 25, his is 30 or 35. Basically everything's paid for already. Nobody should be expecting to encounter anything in the book that is not related to the book.
Okay. Like I said, if I opened my comic and there was like a piece of paper separate from the comic that said, "Hey, here's like Rippo's white," I don't know what the name of the boutique is, but here's like this boutique, and it had an advertisement, and it was just separate, completely from. I wouldn't have said nothing. No one would have complained. I'm like, "Oh, look, there's an ad, his wife's thing, and he put it inside the book. That was cool. He's supporting his wife."
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought it was just fine. But if you're going to get mad about it, there's a reason, and it's okay. Both sides are just fine. Somebody said, "You think they're coming tomorrow?" FedEx called me today and said, "I have 2 pallets of stuff for you. It weighs 750 pounds, and I need to schedule a delivery to your warehouse tomorrow." 2 pallets? Is that 26,000 comic books? It doesn't sound like it. But the other thing is posters. I've got blacklight posters coming. Do those weigh 750 pounds? So you see what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. It could be the books. They ship the books today.
You said 750 pounds?
Yeah, 750 pounds. That
sounds like 2 Maxes are getting delivered to your house.
You asshole. Do you really think it's a good idea for the Comicsgate consumers to have black lights? There's going to be a lot of uncovered stuff.
Yeah.
That was a good sell. The black light poster.
I like the posters.
Posters are really nice. I have no problem selling those at all. It's hard to crowdfund anything because these days people are just like, I'd rather just buy it outright. But I have to crowdfund this stuff. I can't afford to make it otherwise. And the posters are expensive.
So when's Comicsgate going to change the industry? That's what I want to know.
It already has. It has.
I'm just saying. Well, okay, when's it going to? How's this a better frame? When's it going to compete? Because releasing a comic like once every 6 months, not really competing with Marvel, DC.
He said long ago, the last time I interviewed him, he's like, "I'm not trying to compete. I'm trying to do my own thing."
Yeah, I don't want to. It's not about competing against Marvel and DC. I mean, I think Ripa says he wants to do that. That's not what I'm trying to do. All I want to do is make it so that I can do my comics on my own terms without interference. And that is a challenge. That is a goddamn challenge even today. But I mean, we are doing it. So we have succeeded. Comicsgate has won. If it were up to the mainstream comic book industry that hates my guts, Mark Brooks said you're the most hated person in comics.
They still have to put your name in some credits. That's kind of
They do have to do that. But if it were up to him, I'd never get to make comics again. Do you understand? If it were up to these people, if they had complete and total control over everything, every aspect of comics, and they almost do, I would not get to make the comic book that you're reading right now. That doesn't seem right. So the fact that I am doing it and I'm making a decent living doing it means we've won. Comicsgate has won. And we have changed the industry for the better in that way.
And is this a sentiment shared by the rest of Comicsgate? I'm not really that familiar with Comicsgate.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm getting tired.
Well, you can go, Max. We'll end the show. Don't worry about it.
All right, see you later.
Wait, who has the keys?
I don't know.
Nobody.
Did he really just leave? Nobody has the keys?
Max.
Ethan got the keys. We all know Ethan's secretly.
No.
Yeah, I'm a secret agent for Max's community here, but no, I think Comicsgaters like it too. I think everybody feels like they're doing good, and the idea of being able to do what you want to do is meaningful. It's good.
I think the only thing I know about Comicsgate when I first was introduced to it, because I never was in Comicsgate. I just had people I knew that were into it, but I don't really know much about it other than, at this point, I just see a bunch of YouTube content creators just always having some type of bullshit drama. And I'm like, is it to sell books? Is that what it is, to sell the books? I get the hustle. I get it. It's just sometimes I look at it like, what is happening?
They all get together, the anti-Comicsgate and the Comicsgate. They have meetings. They're like, all right, we're going to argue with Ethan this week, and then next week we're going to argue with this guy.
I don't know too much about it. I always hear about the milkshake picture or something, but I don't really know what it's all about, honestly.
Yeah, the milkshake picture was really weird. Yeah, these okay, so the milkshake thing was a lot of people in 2017 were noticing that there were a lot of spelling errors in Spider-Man comics. I mean, spelling errors were getting through Marvel comics and things were getting really weird and sloppy. And they started to also notice that Marvel's assistant editors and editors were acting like shitheads on Twitter towards the fans. And so they'd see these names, like Heather Rantos, and they'd see these names that were basically saying, if you voted for Trump, like, we're going to remember who you are, like these names. And then this picture shows up where all of these assistant editors, who are all young, pretty girls who work for Marvel, wherein all the editors are old, filthy, ugly, hairy males like you and me. And yet they hire these young, pretty assistants. There are no female editors over there. They're all assistant editors, work girlfriends. They show up, and take a picture of themselves all drinking a milkshake together, and they put it on the internet. It had nothing to do with the milkshakes. It was just the first time that comic book fans got to look at the faces behind the names of the people who were insulting them and doing a poor job at work. Here's a photograph of them literally sucking at work, sucking at their jobs, like drinking milkshakes, while this crazy behavior was going on, and the comics were getting sloppier and sloppier. And somebody called them fake geek girls. And somebody else said, I wouldn't mind banging that one in the middle. Okay?
Heather Antos? Yeah, she's pretty good.
Heather Antos. And so that became a cause celeb. Heather Antos saw that, and I don't know who she's involved with, but they got USA Today on it. They got everybody involved in this toxic fandom community, attacks girl, female editors in comics for just drinking milkshakes. They're just drinking milkshakes. What's your problem, incel? And that's what that is. And you see this happening over and over again everywhere else, where an event happens so that there can be a media blitz about toxic fandom attacking the fans. As far as I'm concerned, it was a non-event. It was an utter non-event. It was a media blitz just to silence criticism, and nothing really happened at all. I thought it was a pretty stupid thing. But I did, because I liked it so much. I liked that milkshake picture, which everybody's seen. I attributed it on this special folder for Cyberfrog. These are the milkshake girls as Vespis, as evil hornets. And as you can see, like, the ones that are drinking milkshakes are actually eating human beings. This lines up perfectly with the actual milkshake girl photograph. There's Heather Rantos right here in the middle, and all the other ones as well. So a little bit of Comicsgate lore working its way meta into Cyberfrog.
So when you get into manga?
So what?
I don't know.
Manga?
Not really interested, but we're gonna do. I'm sending this to Japan, Saggy. When Cyberfrog's finished, I'm sending it to Japan. Absolutely.
I mean, if you can get the Japanese market, like if you were to do a manga, oh my god, the anime community, like the manga, oh my god, you'd make big bucks because manga's really big. Manga's really big.
You can't just make. You know how many manga fail? It's not like every manga is successful. So.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a professional comic book artist, I mean, I think you can pull a professional comic book artist can pull it off.
Maybe it's possible, but maybe.
I gotta ask the question: what happens to this stream now that Max is gone?
He said he's coming back.
Okay, I was gonna say, is this just go on forever now?
Lol, Fuda Frog, Monkey Jeebus, you know what you did, and that's wrong. Oh my god, don't. Oh my god.
Whoa. Anyway, I know my buddy Vito is doing a comic book, and he's getting a couple of manga. He's getting a hentai artist to do a cover.
Boo.
I suggested he get EVS to do a cover for him.
Boo.
Listen, I'm for hire. I'm expensive, but I'm definitely for hire. So, that's up to him.
I can't afford it.
Now, who said Saggy? I said Vito. I didn't say Saggy.
I know, but I said I couldn't afford him. That's all I was saying.
You couldn't afford Crazy Joe.
I could afford Crazy Joe, actually.
Yeah, I'm cheap.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short.
I gotta go. I enjoyed this a lot. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye.
And Tony,
Well, Max isn't here to say goodbye, so.
Oh yeah, tell Max I said goodbye. Tony, when you're done, like if you're ready to make a video, like just email me back a link to it, okay? All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
Ethan.
Bye, everybody.
The review copy.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too. See you, Tony. Bye, Saggy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. just my show now. You all suck. I hate Max's audience. They suck. No, I'm just playing. No, that was interesting. I didn't know you were reviewing his comic. That's interesting.
That just happened like 40 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah. On the stream, literally after you left, when I popped in, Max mentioned something, and he's like, "Oh, you want to read it right now?" I'm like, "On the stream?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll send you a review copy right now."
Oh, well, okay. Interesting. Wow.
So that's a thing that happened.
I can't.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I don't know too much about Ethan's channel. I don't really watch his channel, but I know he always gets lumped in with the like Fandom Menace guys. He seems like a nice guy, from what I can tell.
So
that's how they get you.
Well, Ethan's controversial, but the thing that I will say I do respect about him is he does like
Show up
he's
here?
a bit he shows up at random, like he'll show up at small channels and like the randomest thing. I've seen Ethan in so many of my mutuals YouTube channels and streams. Like, what the frig are you doing here? And it's like he just does it. He just randomly shows up. And just talks about random shit. It's like, hey, at least he's willing to talk to slum it up with us nobody, you know. Most content creators won't give people the time of day.
What's this? He sent me a check to review his comic. Oh
Yeah,
man,
okay.
it's getting the best review ever.
Yeah, okay. I remember the joke I made to him about paying my cell phone bill, which he never did, which, you know, I get it.
You gotta pay my bills. What do you think you are, Beyonce?
No, I was just playing, and then people. I remember one time he brought up. He's like, "Yeah, she mentioned something about paying our bills. It was really weird." And I was like, "I was joking. I'm a weird person."
You were joking unless someone does it. I know that kind of joke.
I know. I literally was joking. I pay my own bills, honey.
If somebody was like, "Okay," they sent you the money, you're not gonna send it back, saying, because I would be
No.
the same way. If I said, "Man, Joe, I wish you'd pay my bills," and if Joe just sent me like $100, I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll take it."
No,
I'm Joe's bitch now. He just sent me money.
I'm not that person. I like to earn my money.
I earn it with my sterling personality and good looks.
You earn it with your OnlyFans.
Hey, don't tell people.
I know what it is. It's the frog god. Frog god. Why is the stream still going? I'm upset Tony got a review copy and not me. Max, why are you always jelly?
I came back to end it. Yeah, I didn't get
Okay.
no review copy.
Okay, bye everybody.
Yeah. So Saggy,
I
before
have
you
to
go,
really get good sleep. I have to take the dogs out and.
Saggy, before you go, you know, you come down here to the con and you sleep on the hide bed. I'll tell my wife, hey, one of my YouTube friends is coming over, and she'll say, oh, who is it? Is it Adam the Woo? Is it Exploring Ryan? I'll go, Saggy Melons is coming here, and she'll be like, well, there you go.
Your wife will love me, dude. Me and your wife will probably.
I guarantee it. She likes everybody. Well, that's not true. She don't like everybody.
You don't understand what
But
she's
I think
saying,
she'll like you.
Crazy Joe.
Max's
She's gonna
wife
inch
loves
you-
me.
Yeah.
Max's wife will literally fight him over me. When me and
She
Max
told
get
my-
into fights, his wife
Yeah,
will
she
pick
said
my
leave her
side.
alone.
Yeah, Max's wife loves me.
My wife always takes the opposite side.
Because she's a smart woman.
That's a weird.
Yeah, she's like, leave Jeremy alone.
Wow, she said leave Jeremy alone?
Yeah.
Wow. your
She
wife-
saw
so
this.
your-
She saw the debate me and Jeremy had, and she took his side. I'm like, all right.
Wow.
No support. No support.
Yeah. We don't agree on.
That's
a
why
lot.
we're gonna get you laid.
we're
When you come out
opposite.
here to too many games, Max, we're getting you.
I love you, eyes oldie. Kiss
Get me what?
Women laid.
I'm not gonna cheat on my wife.
I want your wife.
You're in a different area code. It's not cheating.
No, yeah. What logic is that?
Can I end the stream? I really am trying to get this to bed.
Well, you tell your wife that I love her. Yes, you can end the stream now.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.